hello. Hello, Colcus. Hello, Pup. Today is a Final Fantasy XIV stream. Gonna be a little bit of a boring one. Cause, you know, it's just a seasonal event. Nothing exciting is gonna happen. Thank you for the redeems. Yeah. Help the microphone pick that one up. It's the 10th anniversary of Final Fantasy XIV. I have approximately 34 minutes before when you're in. No. You guys know where to find me, but there's not really going to be much interaction because I'm just going to like basically be running around in old going to quest marker to quest marker and then being stuck in cutscenes and stuff. It's not a particularly exciting event, but hey, it marks the 10th anniversary of Final Fantasy, and so they give us a very special mount. Special if you know what happens in the plot of the very first raid series that the game had, but unfortunately, like, most people don't fucking do because it's like so hidden and out of the way that they never made it mandatory for you to even do this raid series. So, you know, it's basically optional content at this point, but it's just Final Fantasy. I don't even know what I was gonna say. Not my most exciting streams. Basically just recording it for the sake of recording it and streaming it for anyone who watches me that, you know, has any interest in Final Fantasy XIV, currently plays it, has interest in playing it and all that. Yeah, the Phoenix mount, it does look pretty. Anytime a seasonal event gives us a mount, basically, like, that's a pretty good seasonal event in my honest opinion. For me, the priority of rewards is the best reward we could possibly get is a mount. The second best is an outfit. The third best thing we could kind of get, and I'd say like maybe the third is like tied between emotes and collectible minions. And then at the very worst, what they could just give us is furniture. Or like a single piece of like outfit, like a hat or something that just looks terrible and no one ever fucking uses it. There have been a few events where they've done stuff like that. Well. Hello, NanoDan. Welcome to the fucking potato stream where I'm gonna run around as a little potato and talk to NPCs and mispronounce everything, and Pup here is going to roast me for not knowing how to say a lot of names properly. I know Louisoix is a name that I'm gonna be saying constantly during the stream, probably. Unless it's a spring event and you wear the Spriggan hat forever. Yeah, I mean, that is a part of a bigger outfit too. There's multiple pieces. Typically, like, yeah, when you get like a whole bunch of like, you get shoes, you get gloves, you get pants, you get a top, you get all that kind of stuff. Like, you can mix match outfits. You never know like what one piece might be a part of your more usual outfit and that you might prefer to use and all that. For me though, you know, this is typically always how I look whenever I'm playing the game. As you can see on the TV back there. That's usually like my default outfit, my fucking Hot Topic clerk outfit. Streaming only 2 days after the last one. Yeah, I mean, like Splatoon 3 streams with the Splatfest and Final Fantasy XIV. It's just like, whenever a seasonal event pops up, it's like, yeah, well, I got obligations to stream this anyways. More interesting stuff will be down the line. For now, enjoy Final Fantasy XIV, or don't. You're gonna fall asleep to the stream, I very much promise. Hey, Mr. Jackass, have you heard of quality over quantity? Hello, oh, what the fuck? I'm sorry, my Final Fantasy streams aren't quality enough for you. Is this a marathon or something, punk? I'm always gonna get roasted for playing Final Fantasy XIV. It's, as I always say, my bad game of choice. Yeah, of course you are. You know, I didn't really want to, like, make a big deal about this stream and, like, advertise it, like, hey, everyone, I'm gonna be streaming Final Fantasy XIV, because, you know, like, viewership is always low during these. It's just people that want to hang out with me that appear, so... Yeah, so, that's basically it. Yeah, I'm just gonna play through the event. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna poorly voice act some characters. If I even voice act, or if I just read everything in my same monotonous voice. And then, like, I'll get to a name, and I'll be like, how do I pronounce this? No, it was tackling the not wanting to stream too often and scary that I also have. Oh, I see. Yeah. There are many times where I'm like, oh man, you know what? I could just throw up a stream right now and just talk to you people, hang out, or just play a random game or whatever. But like, when I play a game, I wanna be able to like preserve that, like, that first experience with it, or my first time streaming it. And I want that to kind of generally be special. But then also, I don't know, I do want to return to some games that I've streamed in the past, going forward and all that, but... It's tough considering what you want to stream and all that. So, you know, when time comes around for a fucking Splatfest or a Final Fantasy XIV event, it's pretty much a no-brainer. It's like, oh, hey, I can stream this. These are my typical games that I play all the time. It's not Phasmophobia. It's not I'm trying to think of like what other games was like literally everyone play all the time, and it's just like you get so sick from overexposure. I know everyone's playing the Armored Core 6 right now. Everyone's playing Baldur's Gate 3, maybe. Solitaire. I don't think I don't know if there's like any demand for people to like watch Solitaire, but I know it's like a little bit of an inside joke with you guys. An MMO ain't too much better. I know. Like I said, this is my bad game of choice. This is like when you tune into your favorite streamer and like all they're fucking playing is Phasmophobia or literally something you do not fucking care about whatsoever. But hey, it makes me happy. This is what strokes my autism. This is what gets me out of bed in the morning. It's not. I don't wake up every morning going, oh boy, Final Fantasy XIV, my favorite game ever. I just, you know, it's a little bit of a grind that is a typical mainstay of like my everyday life. I'll log in for a bit, do what I need to do, log out. New content will come out. I'll be super excited. I'll consume that content. I'll just generally have a good time with it and all that, you know. I like to play new games off stream usually. That's a good idea too, unless it's a Nintendo game. I don't know. Going forward with streaming, I want to generally like, if a new big Nintendo game comes out, I always want to stream it because, you know, I'm a big tendy. I like me Nintendos. Yeah, the hate for Armored Core 6 is real right now. I mean, I don't hate it. I'm very indifferent about it, because, you know, it's got all those, like, people that, like, you remember when, Shin Megami Tensei 5 came out? And everyone was like, oh my god, it's like Persona 5 without the heart. And everyone's like, get good, asshole. Well, that's basically Armored Core 6, where literally, like, everyone's going, oh my god, this is gonna be the best Souls-like game ever, and they play it, and it's like they're getting filtered hard, and like they're leaving negative reviews because they don't know how to fucking play it, and it's like, this isn't fucking Demon Souls. Don't expect Demon Souls. I know you know them for their like Demon Souls content, but like From Software is just so, they're known for so many other different kinds of games. It's just that Souls was the first time like they broke records and like sold shit tons and all that, and like they kind of got strong-armed into being the Dark Souls company, and that's all they could make for a while. And you know, they're kind of returning back to something else that they're more passionate about in one of their older franchises and whatnot. But like, yeah, the average normie and a Dark Souls player doesn't fucking know that, so they're like, oh my god, it's gonna be Dark Souls. What the fuck is this? This is nothing like Dark Souls. I'm sure the games are fun. One day I will actually play an Armored Core game. I've seen other people play them. I know people that do really love them, and it's, you know, it's not something I was exposed to early on in gaming, unfortunately. So, you know, that'll be one of those series that I just kind of missed out on early in my life. But later on in my life, I'll be able to appreciate it down the line. Anyways, this isn't an Armored Core stream. This is a Final Fantasy XIV stream, and this is gonna probably fucking, god, last 2 hours of me reading shit. I have the backseating tag on for Dark Souls so I can argue with the first-timers and call them dumbasses while I go undefeated from invaders in a first-time playthrough and smash things with the heaviest hammer. Ah, that's good. The AC and BG drama is overslept by how much people are enjoying both of them. Yeah. Except that fact that you can't fuck goblins or whatever. You can't romance any of the goblins in Baldur's Gate 3, apparently. But, like, you could fucking have sex with a bear or a mind flayer. Let people fuck goblins. Why can't they fuck goblins? Anyways, yeah. I'm just, this is now a just chatting. I know we'll hop into the game. There's a little bit of a pre-stream chatting. Usually like the fucking 20-minute mark is like when I'll jump into the game anyway. So we're kind of on time. This is the pre-game chatting segment that usually accidentally happens most of the time, but most people watching the VODs or whatever probably click off by the time they see the stream starting soon. When I look at the fucking statistics for YouTube, like I know they're not completely accurate. It usually just says, oh yeah, this person watched like 7 minutes, 1 minute of your video, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm working so hard to preserve. No, that's just that's being a little bit too negative about it, I guess. I don't know. My videos will be there. Maybe one day all the Zoomers will get tired and sick of 6 30-second videos and TikToks and YouTube Shorts and everything, and there will be a appreciation once more. Thanks to an algorithm change that rewards long-form content rather than instant gratification and 7-second videos, because everyone has ADHD now, or would it be ADD? Attention Deficit Disorder. Yeah, it's ADD, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Fucking, I make the kind of content I would want to watch personally. I don't mind long videos. I don't mind like just sitting down and watching someone play a video game for an extended period of time. I'm not what society wants, but I know I'm what I want, kind of, if that makes any sense. So I don't think I'm ever gonna really utilize the YouTube Shorts feature over on YouTube, even though like fucking everyone, their mother has like learned how to game that system now. They're basically like, I find myself doom scrolling sometimes just to see like what the fuck is with the YouTube Shorts and all that. And then these people, they perfectly loop their goddamn video. They ask a question, they answer a question that they like. It's interesting. It's interesting. They somehow like find a way through their speech to kind of loop it so you forget you're watching the beginning of the video again, because they begin the sentence in the last part of the video and then they end the video with like the first part of the sentence, and then they begin the video with the last part of the sentence, is basically what I'm trying to say. And I hate that. I fucking hate that. That is like some predatory shit right there to like keep you watching the fucking shorts on loop. The longer you chat, the closer I get to farting on your head. Okay. We'll hop into fucking Final Fantasy 14. I need to escape you guys. I'm probably gonna exit out, and like Cole's gonna be standing right there. By the way, I have nameplates off this stream. I'm gonna be running around on fucking in Olda on the biggest roleplay server on Final Fantasy 14. So literally like everyone's ERP alts and like troll counts and like all the fucking chaos is I just figured like maybe this will like help legibility reasons to like not have people's names on. So I might not like notice anyone. So yeah. Oh, okay, you're at work, Cole. Okay, good. I was like, I should have prefaced this saying like, yeah, this isn't gonna be a very interactable stream like the summer one was. Like it's really just gonna be me doing this quest, because there's like 2 pretty long quests this time around, with two very different rewards, and nothing really happens, and I can't think of any content to really showcase that'll be relevant without like spoilering major stuff. So like, yeah, I'm just keeping it to the seasonal event this time. It'll probably be a short stream. Enjoy if this is your kind of content that you like to watch, I guess. I shouldn't call it content. This is just literally me playing a game. There's nothing special about this. Anyways, let's fucking hop into Final Fantasy 14. You like me eating my pizza? Oh my god, my information is on the screen. I'm being doxxed right now. Yeah, fucking come look me up in the game, motherfucker. No one fucking cares who I am in the game. I'm not even a Z-list celebrity. No one knows I'm a VTuber. It's a lonely existence when you play MMOs the way that I do. Anyways, okay. Wow, sound jump scares. So there's some special music playing here if you notice this song. So I'm pretty sure this is the song that was playing when Final Fantasy 14 1.0 was basically coming to an end. And the red moon was in the distance, and like all the monsters were invading and killing everyone. So if the audio is like okay, please let me know. I think I messed around with it and increased it just a bit. If it's on the quiet side also, please let me know. It's always like hard to balance audio and shit. Fucking ERP going on right next to me. Before we begin any of the quests, we also have a Moogle Tombstone event going on, and I went ahead and gathered enough of these irregular tombstones of tenfold pageantry, and I could buy a framer's kit and a Fat Cat parasol, which are 2 items that are exclusive to the event this time around. And typically, like, these events, they're just like a kind of a catch-up thing that happens near the end of a patch's cycle. So they're just like, alright, all the new content has been consumed. Let's just give people a reason to play some of the older content and grind it out and keep, like, the queues alive and healthy. And, like, incentivize them with, like, a bunch of rewards that are typically, like, either hard to get or just kind of, like, from content no one does anymore. So it's a nice little, like, catch-up mechanic. I fortunately didn't need to do much besides like the 2 items, because I'm a collector. I basically collect everything. There's not like besides the 2 exclusives, there's not really a whole lot else that I needed other than like this is a fucking adorable umbrella. Look at this fucking thing. The fucking fat cat umbrella. Ah, shit. Here we go. Whoa. Hey, let me catch up with the chat real quick. This man is a nutcase. An independent VTuber by the name of Rickubus starts a stream with the pretext of actually playing it, but instead he gets distracted by going off on his hatred-filled rants and tirades, completely neglecting most if not all interaction. Is this the norm for streamers now? Is this the VTuber style of content? Just let us know in the comments if you think this man is a nutcase. An independent VTubers by the name of Pouring. Hey, Pokey. Don't underestimate how insane this man is. Yeah. I am used to CBT. I ran Praetorium several fucking times to get enough tomes to buy all this shit. That is not fun. Praetorium is a fucking... about nearly a... They nerfed it so it's faster now, but it's still fucking slow and agonizing to do it. You can't skip the cutscenes. You gotta sit through that shit. It sucks. It sucks. No one wants to run Hidden Gorge, which would be fucking faster at giving these tomestones and all that. Because dead PvP mode, even though it's the best PvP mode, they rather play like the whatever shitty PvP mode is actually like in. Oh no, it's her. It's gonna fucking fart on my head. Quick, get into the quest. Oh, if it isn't Rickubus, it's always a pleasure, my friend. Oh yeah, I have the effects off for a lot of people outside my party. I assume that's the style of looping shorts you've seen. Yeah. And how fortuitous that you should appear now, just when I'm in need of help again. Pray hear me out. You see, my brother recently wrote saying that he wished to meet me in Old Ah during the Rising celebration. However, the appointed hour has come and gone, but I've seen neither hide nor hair of him. I've checked all the likely places in the city to no avail, and I'm beginning to worry. If it isn't too much trouble, may I ask you help me find him? I'm in your debt. Now, my brother is a youth of 16 by the name of... Nagi? How do their names work again? Fuck it. Whatever. I'm sure Pup has the answer. Pup always knows how to pronounce all this ye olden English bullshit. He recently became an adventurer, something he had aspired since he was little. Being an adventurer yourself, perhaps you know of him, if not crossed paths. Nagi, okay, Nagi. I'm not familiar with the name, alas, or I've never heard of him, and we've met at the previous Rising. Did we meet at the previous Rising? I can't remember. Oh well, I'll just say yeah. Actually, yeah. Well, the previous Rising, it was basically about welcoming new blood, like someone else that starts out in like the same area that you do. If like you chose Olda, and then like you're just kind of like helping them out and showing them the ropes. It's like a fake new player kind of situation. She's near enough to Middle Earth. She is. Pup is like the fucking most like fantasy person we probably know. Not only did you meet him, you helped him on his way, you say. One amazing coincidence. That being said, it doesn't necessarily mean you would know where he is now. If he isn't in the city though, chances are he went out. This fucking Barbie ass chick behind me. This is the kind of shit you're gonna see on this fucking server, I swear. If he emerge in ruin. Are you implying I'm a fucking hobbit? Yeah. Miss Goal corrects me on French shit, and I make fun of him for it, and I know it stings because he has to say he's not even French. That being said, if it's not necessarily mean you would know where he is now. If he isn't in the city, though, chances are he went outside on some business. To begin with, I propose we split up and make inquiries in case someone has seen him. If you could focus on this area, I shall speak with those in the quicksand. No, don't go in the quicksand. The quicksand's a bad place to be looking. Afterwards, let us reconvene by the entrance to the tavern. Oh no, she's gonna come out with like all kinds of like tramp stamps and like piercings and like she's gonna be wearing a BDSM outfit. No. Oh god, don't go in the quicksand. Greetings, adventurer. How may I assist you? Oh, Nagi, I understand he's doing some work for the Wandering Minstrel. I dare say his client can point you in the right direction if you can track the man down, that is. I'm afraid I don't know his whereabouts at present. If you're ever feeling mentally ill, go into those two doors right there and put the roleplay tag on and play a little game called Roleplay Roulette, where you have to agree to anything that is like the first roleplay offer you get in DMs. I am not brave enough to do that shit. Something you need? The best game. The worst game. Oh, Naki, I know the sprightly lad. Couldn't say where he is now, but last I saw him, he mentioned taking on some delivery work. He's a curious one, he is. Gets along with everyone well enough, but doesn't seem to like working in a team. What with talks of bandits prowling the road of late, I can't help but worry. No, he's gonna be like one of those players. I don't want to work with people. I just want to play alone. I don't want to play with real people. I want to pay $15 a month to play a game by myself. Which is like, I just never understood that mentality because it's an MMO. The whole point and novelty of an MMO is you're playing with other people. You're seeing them do actions in real time. You're conversing with them. You're working with them. That's an MMO. Well, slap me silly with a harbor herring if it isn't the adventurer who gave this Gaz a story for the ages by bringing that letter in a bottle way back when. So, what can Bran do for you this fine evening? I see. With apologies, I haven't seen this Nagi. As a matter of fact, I've been rather busy working on my upcoming piece on the Rising. Real gamers hate people. That they do. I hate people, but I'm also very lonely, so I think it kind of like cancels each other out. Why? Just earlier, I was interviewing the enigmatic wandering minstrel who got another unusual venture in the offing. The Letter Forest, he calls it. If that piques your interest, I recommend you go and see the man. He's at the Gold Court, over on the steps of Thal. It appears Doggy is carrying out some work for the Wandering Minstrel. If you talk to the man at the Gold Court, you should be able to learn more. Ah, my dear friend, what a pleasant surprise this is. I trust you have been keeping well. Now then, how might this minstrel be of service? So Nagi's sister wishes to find him. Indeed, I have entrusted him with a task and have an inkling as to where he might be. As you may have heard, on the occasion of this Rising celebration, I am hosting an exhibit called the Letter Forest. All are invited to anonymously submit letters to this forest and express their gratitude and encouragement for another, and all may pursue the letters at their leisure. Scenic view of someone's ass. This is what it's like to fucking play a lot of film, be like trying to... I considered doing this event off of, that's a man. I considered doing this off of my usual server, you know, Balmung, but I'm just like, no, this is a seasonal event. It's fun to see so many people running around and like doing things. It like shows that the world's still kind of alive. Now, in order to collect the missives from outside of Ul'dah, I have dispatched a Chocobo carriage. Nagi is escorting said carriage. When he contacted me on Linkper a while ago, he said that they had emerged from the 12's Wood on their way back to Ul'dah. Given the hour, they should have already arrived. I know not what is causing the delay, but might I trouble you to look for them? I would go myself, except I am needed here at present. I'm truly grateful. In case it helps, the carriage was meant to pass through Blackbrush Station, so perhaps you could take your search to that area. I pray that nothing has befallen them. Alright, we gotta go get Kippa. Kippy, Kippa, whatever her fucking name pronunciation is, I don't know. And there you are. Were you able to learn aught of Nagi? Escorting a carriage for the minstrel? So that is the way of it. As suggested, let us take ourselves to Blackbrush Station and try searching in the vicinity. Poki Kippa. My brain is like... I could always just do this. That fucking Barbie bunny's like gonna be showing up like alongside me when I do the quests and all that. Oh, there's a Shrek in the background. If you saw that. you see a lot of funny sights here. As much as there's a bunch of ERPers, there's a bunch of shit posters. I like the shit posters. Rickubus. No sooner did I arrive than this man came running, out of breath. You're an adventurer? Thank the 12. It's the bandits from the Quiverin Manse. They've fallen on a Chocobo carriage over by the clutch. The carriage only had one guard and he was sorely outnumbered. Please, you must help him. That has to be Nagi. With me, Rickubus. Her name is actually Barbie too. Oh my god. I was just saying her fucking name was Barbie, but if you're confirming it, then oh my god. Oh god. There would be people like that on fucking Balmung. Damn it, there's no end to them. It's old Lalafell shits. We have you now, you stubborn little shite. Enough, leave my little brother alone, or 12 as my witness, you'll receive such a thrashing as you've never known. From this fearsome adventurer here, that is. I'm just like, God damn it. I gotta kick your ass. The most unthreatening thing ever when a fucking tiny Lalafell pounds his fist at you. And then it's just like a bunch of other fucking Lalafell. That's no ordinary man. Retreat! Again, we finally get some Lalafell representation, and they're just assholes. They're not good. This is why everyone hates Lalafell in this game. We're always portrayed as like the evil race. Are you alright, Nagi? Sister, and Rickubus too? That you should be the one to come to my aid. Thank you. How have you been, Nagi? You remembered. I've been well, more than well. I'm sorry I didn't come when I said I would, sister. Rest assured, I'm not too badly hurt. That's a relief. I'll take a proper look at your wounds back in the city. I must say, I was quite surprised to learn that you had met Rickubus. He helped me when I first arrived in Ul'dah, from registering as an adventurer to completing my first task. He kindly showed me the ropes. Now, I had suspected that you were a great adventurer, but to send your foes running without even drawing your weapon, that's just incredible. I still have a long way to go, embarrassing myself like I did. If I want Sister's approval, I need to grow stronger and be able to fight on my own. My approval? But first things first. Bremont and I have a delivery to make for the Rising. If you'll excuse us, we will hurry back to Olda. Let us head back as well. I had a mind to pay the minstrel a visit in any case. So there's like always connectivity between all the seasonal events. It's not the same, it's the same event in name, but every year it's something new that's happening with the event. And then last year's event often carries into the future events and has reoccurring characters, or completely new stories sometimes, but that's like something to always appreciate about Final Fantasy XIV's events. All their seasonal stuff. Even though it's not really a good thing to do, this is a dev team that basically does it. I know World of Warcraft over years and years just recycled the same event over and over again. It's like the same song and dance, just nothing new, maybe a new item on a vendor or whatever. But the event would be going on for like fucking 10, 15 years and nothing new. Well, it's just like, oh, it's just that time again. Just ignore it. It doesn't have anything new. But like Final Fantasy isn't like that. It's always new every year, and there's always new rewards and unique rewards for every year. Woo woo! Welcome back, my friends. Pleased as I am to see Nagi is safe and well. Rising attendants inform me that they now have all the letters. With this, we may proceed with the letter forest as planned. Thank you, Nagi. I'm sorry I'm late, you see. Ba 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 ba. 3 Lalafell nearly kicked my ass. Were it not for Rickubus, there's no telling what might have become of the letters and Bremont. In the end, I was utterly useless. So that is how it happened. As Nagi's client, allow me to thank you as well for coming to his aid. That being said, my boy, you were far from useless. Nay, you bravely defended the carriage until help arrived. There is no need to belittle yourself so. Well, Rickubus didn't need to rely on anyone. No, he drove off the bandits with nary more than a stern look. I couldn't hold a candle to him. Like him, I want to be able to deal with any problem without help. Otherwise, I can't claim to be an adventurer worth his salt. Without help. Tell me, Nagi, all this time, have you been working alone, even for dangerous tasks? That's right, a worthy adventurer doesn't rely on others. If I am to be the kind of adventurer you approve of, I must be able to handle anything by myself. I see. He's like the kind of player I was bitching about, like, before doing the quest, or I'm like, you play an MMO to play with other people. Don't try and be completely solo when you play an MMO. That removes all the novelty. Just play a single-player game at that point. And some would argue this is a single-player game, but it kind of depends on how you play it, really. If that is what you believe, then I can't consent to you being an adventurer any longer. Return to our village and start over. That be back to the breeding halls or something, with the way like the fucking cats work. What? But you were so happy for me when I became an adventurer. No, don't send me back to the breeding cages. No! I'm working so hard to succeed, to prove to you that I have what it takes. But now, you've developed a grave misconception. Until you recognize what it is, I can't, in good conscience, approve of your calling. If you can't accept this, if you wish to remain an adventurer, then you must win me over, and it begins with pondering why you first embarked upon this path. Alright, sister. I'll think on this. I'm sorry you had to see that, Rickubus. Despite how it may have appeared, no one wants my brother to succeed more than I do. To succeed and be happy. After all, I know better than any how hard he works. Unless he changes his ways, however, he is like to die somewhere out there. And even if he manages to stay alive, he would only know an arduous life. That's why I didn't go out of my way to be gentle when dressing his wounds. If he could just focus on what actually matters, instead he obsessed about gaining my approval and compare himself to others. Thank you for the take care of yourself, Redeem. I will do the opposite. Delicious Sam's Cola. Fucking Coke is expensive lately because, like, the inflation of everything. So I got the fucking Sam's Cola. Coca-Cola. Yeah, stretch. I heard Sans Cola first. If truth be told, no matter what Nagi wants to do, it is my intent to support him. It's his life, after all, and no one else's. It isn't my place to interfere. Be that as it may, if he is sabotaging his own aspirations with his obsession for my approval, I can't simply stand idly by and watch. Loath though I am to impose, until my brother has found his answer, might I trouble you to keep an eye on him. She said answer! She said answer! She's like the song! It's just like the song! Please take this as a request from me as well, even as has adventuring been dangerous, and it is more dangerous still for one who spurns help. Like Kippa? Kippy? Kippa? Kippa? I don't know. I do not wish for Nagi to continue his current path. As a fellow adventurer, please help him find a better way. Thank you. Now then, on a related matter, I must pay a visit to the Weavers Guild, but I will see you again, anon, if you'll excuse me. Nagi set off this way, so you may find him at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. We leave him in your capable hands, my friend. These are usually like the back alleys of the city. This is generally where like the dark roleplay happens. The Gmod Dark RP. You see like these people standing around. Nothing good ever happens back here. Oops. Oh, it's you, Rickubus. What is it? Is that so? I'm sorry. This is really something I should be doing alone. Still, it's nice to have someone to talk to. Like my sister bade me, I'm pondering why I chose to become an adventurer in the first place. Kippy has looked after me since I was no more than 10, after our parents passed away. She was already a reporter by then, and her work took her to various places. From her, I heard tales about adventures and came to admire them. Upon learning of the full extent of the impending calamity, she took us to a village in the mountains, where our aunt lived. It's desperate times like these that people need stories of hope, she used to say, and I believe she had wanted to remain in Gridania and continue her work, but she left in order to keep me safe. I was a burden to her then. I don't want to be a burden to her again. For that, I need to show her that I don't need to depend on others, that I'm a capable adventurer who can handle anything by himself. Ponder as I might, I can't understand what's wrong with that. Oh, when in doubt, I suppose I should do what adventurers do and gather information. It would be good, I think, to speak with people like my sister, people who aren't adventurers, but are familiar with them. Who in Ul'dah would fit that description? How about a business with extensive dealings with adventurers? You mean the House of Splendors? The place that offers quality gear in exchange for services? I had better not. Horror stories are rife of people who make the mistake of indebting themselves to the house, becoming forever indentured. Instead, how about Miss Momodi, the face of the Adventurers Guild? In her capacity as a guild representative, she's bound to have some valuable insights. I'll seek her out at once. Check on something real quick. We're good, we're good. I check the market boards while I'm here. Filter out the minions I still need. Shiromaru is like still very rare and very expensive. I need to like kind of shop around on the servers and see if I can find it for cheaper. Exciting Bomb is still expensive. The monkey, of course, is very expensive. Usually, like, these are all the marketable minions that I basically still need. But, God, they're like all up in like, they're almost as expensive as a mount. And I don't do the fucking Fox Hollows or the Tails or whatever that shit is, the Unreal Trials to earn those, because I don't have people that I can rely on. I don't want to do it with pubs either. I would like to generally like to do it with people that actually know how to fucking play the game. And, you know, maybe the Unreal Trials aren't that bad, but I don't have a whole lot of faith in like just playing it with random people. That's also an issue on my part as well, of like I don't feel like I'm capable enough to. So, I don't know. You do them every week with a buddy in Party Finder? Maybe that's what we could start doing, Cole. Just say, hey Rick, I'm doing an Unreal, wanna hop in? And I'll be like, yeah, sure, give me a second. And then like watch me be the weakest chain. Oh my god. It's a magical girl. Little Kuwabara looking ass. Well, actually, he needs the blue jumpsuit to be Kuwabara. Wait. I can't do his fucking voice. Urameshi. Whatever. I still remember when I first came here to sign up. I was a nervous wreck then. But now this place feels like a second home and I come all the time for crumpets. They make me so springy and serve them drowning in butter and honey. Sorry, that's not butter. Sorry, now isn't the time for that. Come, let's have a chat with Miss Momodi. Tomorrow, I might be busy tomorrow, unfortunately. Well now, if it isn't Rickubus and Nagi, to what do I owe the pleasure of both of your companies today? I was hoping to get your advice on a certain matter. Like how we go to like an actual cutscene and the place is just completely fucking empty. If I went to any other server, this entire area would just be empty. I would be the only person in Ul'dah. It's just, this is the role place. Like, it's just always been like this on Balmung. Everyone role plays here. This is where you come to role play. The misconception you've developed about being an adventurer, that's an interesting one, I have to admit. Try as I might to figure it out, I keep going around in circles. I thought you might be able to offer some insights. This is just a gut feeling, but I reckon I understand what your sister's trying to say. Tell me, Nagi. I suppose you failed to get your sister's approval. Would you simply give up by being Would you simply give up being an adventurer? Would it all become meaningless? Hey Tridon, welcome to the stream. I'm just playing some Final Fantasy XIV, a 10th anniversary seasonal event. This here counter, I've indeed seen off many an adventurer. Each and every one is unique, with dreams and destinations, all of their own. But in spite of their differences, they all share something in common, a reason for the first embarking upon their journey. I like how this scene right here, this is like how the game developers envision this place would normally look, just empty like this. And then we go back to like the actual world, and it's just like every corner is fucking packed with people. Rickubus, would you mind telling us why you chose the adventure in life? I wanted to see the world. It seemed exciting. A friend recommended it to me. It's a secret. A friend recommended it to me. Sadly, not someone I'm in contact with anymore, but I had plenty of other people bring me back into the game after I had left for several years, and you know, kind of hopped back in like just almost at the start of Stormblood and all that. But I was playing as early as A Realm Reborn. Is that right? How sweet. Keep that friend close now, you hear? And you, Nagi, what inspired you to become an adventurer? It's simple, really. I heard about adventures from my sister and became infatuated with the lives they led. Just download Final Fantasy XIV. Any tips? Don't get too overwhelmed by everything popping up. This isn't like your typical MMO. There's gonna be rules that you have to learn, and a lot of these rules aren't necessarily optional. Once you get into like boss fights and all that, and like dungeons, especially later ones, you kind of learn about like all the markers and all that. Just my best advice is don't get too overwhelmed. Eventually, like, kind of everything turns into muscle memory with this game, and you kind of know where to go with everything. I know it could always be, like, overwhelming with, like, all the menus and pop-ups and, like, walls of text trying to tell you how to play this game. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Just, you know, kind of go at your own speed. Once you gotta do a dungeon with people, try not to be too, like, don't be too, like, full of anxiety and all that. Hopefully you've chosen a DPS class if you're not confident in, like, how a tank or a healer works, but even then, tanks and healers in this game, in my opinion, are way easier to play than other MMOs. Uninstall and play a better game. Mechanic Hat. You still interested in playing Mechanic Hat? And yeah, Cole and Pushpup are offering good advice for you. Follow the MSQ, which they will have special quest markers. They will have the meteor sign on them, which kind of like looks like it's the exclamation point on fire. That's basically a very important story quest that is basically necessary, and like it gates all your progress to the very end game. Anything else is basically just a side quest for like extra flavor, extra XP and rewards and all that. They're optional. MSQ, it's not optional. Anyways, let's get back to the story. Like them, I wanted to be able to see the world while helping those in need. Then isn't that enough? Your sister's approval or no? You have a reason all your own. By the 12. I see now. At some point my desire to prove myself to Kippy had displaced my own motivation for being an adventurer. That's the misconception Kippy wanted me to recognize. What a fool I've been. Wanting someone's approval isn't wrong in and of itself, mind, but it's got nothing to do with why you're an adventurer. It shouldn't force you to do things you wouldn't otherwise do, like trying to handle everything alone. Well, that's enough from me today. I've said my piece. What you do now is up to you, Nagi. Thank you for helping me realize, Miss Momodi. Think nothing of it. It's my job to watch over you all. Nothing makes me happier than to see you happy, doing what you do. Poor Momodi has to watch all the degeneracy happening in the quicksand 24/7. She's seen some shit. Then we fade back to the real world. For reference of like how fucking crazy this is, like the cutscene itself doesn't show all these are like all people role playing and stuff, and like looking for role play and ERP and like whatever people do. Here's the wallflower area where like everyone hangs out on the wall. They do the lean emote. Like yeah, this place is fucking bustling with people all the time, always. Thank you too, Rickubus, for accompanying me. I think I know what to say to Kippy now. And loath though I am trouble you again, there's something else I'd like your help with. You see, of the letters we collected in shit, why am I fucking struggling? Limsa Lominsa. One was from an explorer who was seeking an escort for an expedition. By now, that letter should have been on display at the Gold Court. I wanted to show it to my sister. There goes Shrek. And, I'd be grateful if you could help me find it. Come, let's rejoin the minstrel. Sadly, it's not night, so we can't see the fireworks. But at some point, it'll probably be night again by the time I'm done with some of the questing here. Welcome back. There, I hope you were able to find the answer. Yes, I'm happy to say Miss Momodi helped me come to a realization, and when I go to speak with my sister... Cut out the black. The passing of time. It pisses me off that I notice that like all these modern games, rather than show the action or like write what's happening, they just like they move the camera and fade the black, and like sometimes they just play a sound effect, and that's like how they convey the passage of time, or they're just too lazy to like make an animation and all that. Like a character sitting in front of food, screen fades to black, you hear eating noises, but they don't show the character actually eating food because they just didn't want to animate that and all that. Yeah, developer shortcuts. That happens so much in modern games now. I see. By all means, feel free to borrow the letter. Does it have any distinguishing characteristics? As I recall, there was a large drawing of a blue chocobo on it. Very well, let us all search together, the more swiftly to find it. Limsa Logoddam. Sometimes I get names right, sometimes it's like my brain just does a fucking hard reset. Dear not-so-new adventurer, as a traveling merchant, I've had my fair share of happy encounters, but sharing a carriage with you stands out above them all. For you see, I went on to sell veritable crate loads of the ring I gave you, and turned enough of a profit to buy my own carriage. You shared with me your adventurer's luck, and I count my blessings every day. No matter where I go, I often hear tell of your exploits, and it makes me inordinately proud to have met you. Till we meet again, my friend, I pray for your continued safety and success. While the contents ring a bell, this letter wasn't written by an explorer, nor does it bear a drawing of a blue chocobo. It isn't the missive Nagi is looking for. Makes me wonder, like, how many of these were probably, like, in reference to things that I did in the game. Esteemed adventurer, should your chance read this letter, I pray it finds you well. Much time has passed since you helped us rebuild in the wake of that terrible disaster, but we will still remember you fondly. Our lives continue to be hard and every day brings new challenges. Nonetheless, we have regained a semblance of what we once had, and smiles are beginning to return to faces. The morrow will be brighter than today. This we dare to believe now, thanks to you, and should you yourself face hardship, I pray that you believe the same. As someone charged with the city's peace, I cannot overstate how much of a boon adventurers are to our efforts. Some folks had expressed concern that an increase in drifters would see a corresponding rise in crimes, but on the contrary, they are steadily declining. Soldiers like ourselves are somewhat limited in the scope of our duties, and we are not always available to lend our citizens what assistance they need. Thus, would I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to adventurers who step up to fill the void. Here we go, the letter with the blue chocobo drawing. Dear adventurer, how fares your journey? Mine continues, and I wake up to the sound of birdsong and lie down to sleep beneath the moonlight as I seek unblazed trails. Long ago, when an adventurer aided me, I was made to realize how alike we are. Deep down, we are simply travelers who thrill to make new discoveries. Thus do I write this letter now, in hopes of recruiting such like-minded souls to join me on an expedition. If you at all share in my desires to make the uncharted charted, then I invite you to seek me out at the Drowning Wench in Limsa Lominsa. Eagerly do I await your coming. There we go. This letter recruiting adventures bears a drawing of a blue chocobo. It must be the missive Nagi was looking for. No luck over here so far. How about you? Here it is. Blue chocobo. Yes, this is the one. All that's left then is to talk to Kippy. Do you know where she is? She went to the Weavers Guild, saying that she had business there. Perhaps she's buying clothes. At any rate, I'll look for her there. Thank you. Your what? Wait, what did I say? For this too, I might trouble you to accompany Nagi. Afterwards, I ask that you tell me how events unfold. I shall await you at the Ruby Road Exchange. Did I say something weird? My goldfish brain doesn't even register. Like, what? You're going, what? You're what? Did my microphone cut out? And it's like, here's your letter or something. Like, here's your blah blah. No. You're here too, Rickubus. I must confess, I'm feeling rather nervous, so I appreciate your presence. Oh my god, I'm coming. Ah! Oh dear, you came to find me. My apologies for taking so long. So, Nagi, were you able to find the answer? To begin with, I want you to look at this. An explorer is assembling an escort for an expedition. Certainly sounds exciting. In wanting your approval, I was determined not to rely on others, but a part of me dearly wanted to be part of the expedition, to go where I dare not set foot alone, so I've decided that I will answer the invitation. Then this means you've given up on trying to do everything alone? I had wanted to prove to you that I'm capable, that I'm no longer a burden, and in my obsession I lost sight of why I became an adventurer in the first place. To see what lies beyond the horizon and lend a helping hand to those I meet, that's what drives me, and I was able to remember this thanks to Miss Momodi and Rickubus. And whether or not you approve, I want to continue adventuring for my own reasons. Is that alright with you? Didn't you just say you didn't need my approval? But to be clear, I never actually intended to stop you. Do you remember what you once told me, Nagi, shortly before the calamity struck? Did you interview adventurers again today? What were they like? What kind of places have they been to? You never get sick of hearing about adventurers, do you? Never ever. When I grow up, I want to be an adventurer too. That's just a human child with a hat on. You can't fool me, developers. They did glue a little like bobcat tail on it. Maybe isn't that like just isn't that just a Chloe model? It looks like it, but they're not going to show a front view of the face, I'm sure. Well, that's as fine as an inspiration as any. But do you know what kind of adventurer you wish to become? A hero like that in the tales, perhaps? Oh no, sister. Not a hero. Adventurers are free spirits, and I want to be the freest spirit of all. Oh yes, I want to travel the world and meet lots of people, and when I visit home, you can interview me as much as you like. For that boy to spurn help for want of my approval, I couldn't bear to see it, and in order to bring you to your senses, I may have spoken a little sternly. As an adventurer, you'll experience no small amounts of hardships, but you choose your path because you wanted to be free. So don't let yourself be shackled by expectations, be it your own or that of others, and instead take things as they come. So long as you are true to yourself and recognize your limits, you'll surely find a way forward, and remember, not even heroes can accomplish everything alone. Relying on others doesn't make you a lesser adventurer. If anything, the freer we are, the more we need to look out for one another, and that, I believe, is the essence and beauty of adventuring. Wouldn't you agree, Rickubus? Wholeheartedly. Understood, Kippy. I will never forget this. Knowing you, I expect your roaring to answer the explorer's petition in Limsa Lomanis. Fucking goddamn it. fake Final Fantasy player. He's been playing the game for like how many years now, and he can't fucking say Limsa Lomansa. You'll be taking an airship, yes? In which case, I shall give you these garments to you now. I had them made for you, thinking it was past time you had something better. For me, thank you so much, sister. I must thank you too, Rickubus. You're the kind of adventurer I admire, and I'll keep on working hard to be like you. I couldn't have asked for a better person to watch over my little brother. I appreciate everything you've done for him and look forward to meeting you again, be it for a story or something else. With that, we take our leave of you. Till next time, I'll see you guys next year in next year's anniversary event, where he'll probably have a new piece of armor. He'll have learn the ways of adventuring, real style, and he'll be a completely new Mikote. You see the siblings off, safe in the knowledge that all will be well. Time to rejoin the wandering minstrel and relay him the tale's happy conclusion. Lominsa. Limsa Lominsa. That I usually fucking say it correctly. I feel. Just this time I'm just stupid. I'm on stream, so I have to like fucking... I have to like doubt myself extra hard. Welcome back, my friend. Judging by your expression, I take it all as well with Nagi and Kippy. I see. Pleased am I am to hear that. When we first set on our journeys, 'tis usually for the simplest of reasons. Yet as we make our way, those reasons may become lost in a haze of motives, causing us to lose sight of what truly matters. In such a time, if we can but remember what prompted us to take our first step, we will always find the strength to take the next. Nagi shall be fine. I am certain of it. My thanks for keeping an eye on him. These events have inspired a new verse in me, a verse about the dreams of those who seek new worlds, and the hopes of those who see them off. So like every Rising event, we get to this point, same NPC, he's gonna play a song, and we're gonna get a headache. And then something truly special happens. Ah, my head! Ugh. Greetings, Warrior of Light. It's Kiwi! It was Kiwi all along! Thank you for the redeem. Here, let me take drink. Oh my god, it's Yoshi P after he ate an entire box of cigarettes, and someone stole all of his jewelry. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your wary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. 'Tis a pleasure to meet you again, as I have in the past. I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude.
Naoki Yoshida, it's him. He made the game. Oh my god. Oh my god, fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, he does this every year. He appears in the game. 10 years have now passed since the world was reborn from its ashes, since we set forth upon this journey. Countless things have happened during that time, and I've had the pleasure of meeting many an adventurer along the way. And if truth be told, it hasn't always been easy. There are moments when I wonder why I must struggle so, days when I'm tempted to cast it all aside. But in spite of this, I always manage to carry on, and it is thanks to my wonderful comrades and to you, our esteemed adventurers. Thank you for paying $15 a month to play our game. By now, I must have been regaled with tens of thousands of your tales. You usually share them with a smile, but even when it is with a frown, you tell me that you're still enjoying yourself. Yeah, I have many gripes, but I still enjoy the game. Tis no exaggeration to say that I derive all of my driving force from you all. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Ours is an unending journey. Nothing would make me happier than if we could keep walking it together. As you make your way, we promise that we will never... as you make your way, we promise that we will ever be at your side, matching you step for step. Now the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Much time has passed since the world was reborn from its ashes. Countless souls have made this place their home. Every single one has left an indelible mark upon it.
Whoa, that's a big bird.
Insert spoiler here. Is that you? Together, we have built this world, and it is our sincerest hope that we shall continue to do so for many years to come, and hopefully not have to put it in emergency maintenance mode with a skeleton crew just barely making new content. Then again, this is the only game that's profitable for Square Enix at this point, I'm pretty sure, so they better treat Final Fantasy XIV better than they have been. But it's Square Enix, probably not. So please be safe and well. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal.
Wait, no, god damn it, did tell you, don't fucking, like, don't take too long making the PC port of Final Fantasy 16, god damn it, fuck, god damn it.
He better be focusing on Final Fantasy 14 too. I don't want to have to fucking wait for, like, Final Fantasy 16 to be completely done and, like, 3 more years of, like, them working on that game, and this game will suffer. Better be putting your best into Final Fantasy 14, Yoshi. Thank you for the game, but still, you know. I dare say Nagi is aboard the airship by now. I pray that he and Kippy will find happiness upon their respective paths. I hope you do as well, my friend. If you would lend me an ear, I would dedicate these verses to your future. By morning light, the journey starts, a trail of hope within our hearts. On westerly wind to river song, into the world where we belong. But fields of white and azure sky, sunsets, storms, a crimson fire. Jewels a-glitter on pitch-black veil. A new day dawns, so goes the tale. By eternal winds we carry on, boldly towards a golden morn, with memories as a guiding star, shining our steps both near and far.
Whoa, fireworks, pretty. Oh.
It's a cool song, but the fireworks are cooler. Where you will go, whom you will meet, what you will see. There's no telling what the future holds for anyone. Yet, come what may, I bid you never forget this. The bonds you forge, the memories you make, and the footprints you leave behind, they shall one day spur you forward. So pray continue walking your own path. Wherever your journey leads, I shall be praying for your happiness. There we go. With memories shared, yet all of our own, as when we brave frontiers unknown. Thank you for 10 years. And here we go. Here's our reward. You now have access to the letter forest at the Gold Court. Speak with the tender stationed there to read the letters. Additionally, you have also unlocked the Kupo Adventure minigame on the steps of Nold. Speak with the Nora at the Ruby Road Exchange to play. This, along with other minigames, may also be played by opening the toy chest in any inn-room. We'll check out the mount in just a second, but I want to go do the little mini game and showcase this off. We have yet another quest with a lot of reading to do. So this is going to be like I'm probably going to take a break. Then like if you want to do any like ball pits, just go ahead and redeem it now, and we'll do that in a bit. Greetings, adventurer. Are you here to test your skills in the excitement of Kupo adventure? Wait. First, the Rising Vendor also has some bonus music scrolls that you don't want to miss. And the posters, so I'm gonna buy 4 of those. And a bunch of like fireworks you could get. I'll set off 1 of each. You can see what they do. Flowers. A meteor. There we go. Mechanica has redeemed the ball pit. We will do that after I do this next thing. Little firework that we could do. There's another. It's probably lost in the inventory. I got a bunch of junk that I need to clear out. Whatever the case, let's use the Phoenix, Land Reborn Orchestrion, Palm from the Heavens, and before I go actually do anything, here let's You got the fireworks going in the sky. I can't showcase the mount here, so we'll just head outside the walls of the city real quick. I'll just go ahead and put that there. Play music when mounted. What does the thing say? Created as a token of gratitude for the Warrior of Light, this majestic familiar assumes the likeness of the phoenix, the immortal bird of legend. Upon death, the creature is said to rise again from its own ashes, on account of which is revered as a symbol of rebirth. Just like the game, because everyone knows the story that 1.0 bombed so hard, and then they had to completely like remake the entire fucking game from the ground up. The fires of Ifrit, nay, the Phoenix, have taken up resident in my heart, wherever they will continue to burn forevermore. A quote from Jude. Between Final Fantasy 16, the summer event, and this. It's been a lot of Phoenix stuff lately. They look like a giant fucking lens flare turkey. It is a cool mount, though. We have the music that plays for the login screen of A Realm Reborn. And we turn into the Phoenix, too. We just kind of like take the form of it. We're not riding on it. We kind of just are the Phoenix. It's so glowy. It's like a glowy. Alright. It's time. Wait, what's the mount action do? Wait. Head back. I didn't see there as a mount action. Well, that's actually a really good action animation. And we just do a giant, like... Thanks for pointing that out. My dumbass would have, like, completely missed it, because, like, I'm usually not looking down here. I didn't notice it had, like, an action. Okay. Now for real, we go to the ball pit. Okay. The time is 4:59. I was gonna take a drink of Coke. Well, not Coke, but you know, great value Coke. I hope you guys have been enjoying my awful reading. Trying my best. These streams are also like really good practice for me to kind of like. Sorry, I had like a nasty throat sounds happen because like you have like that phlegmy throat after you drink soda, which is something I don't learn. Like I'm like, I think I'll get a soda for the stream. It's like the bad idea. Water's better. Soda makes you phlegmy and it makes you have to burp a lot. Okay, as I was saying, with these streams, it's generally like oh, I could kind of practice reading things, and they're dialogue heavy. It's kind of like more of a story time kind of stream, which is nice to have. It's like kind of practice for me to read a lot of stuff. What patch was it? 5.2 came out. I did like an 8-hour stream or so of Final Fantasy XIV. And that VOD has been nuked. It was just fucking embarrassing. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna do this from here on out. I'm just gonna stream all the Final Fantasy major patches. That was a major mistake, a rookie's mistake as a beginner. Like, I guess like maybe if I had an audience that actually cared about that shit, but after a while I just kind of like realized that yeah, no one cares to really stop by and watch 8 hours of that, like a new patch and like all the cutscenes and stuff. It's a massive story, and just seeing just like under a small lens, just a particular part of it, no one's gonna know what the fuck any of these characters are, what's happening, what the stakes are, and all that. Really, the story of this game is just, it's more intended for personal enjoyment and off-stream kind of stuff. So like I've just been doing like a lot of the content off-stream when it does drop, and then seasonal events are my excuse to stream this game and do streams around it and showcase a little bit of it. I feel like that ultimately works better than like just playing like, oh yeah, we're just gonna do a casual Final Fantasy XIV stream. I'm gonna do new content and all that. Just I don't know. I wanna show you guys what most of you guys already know what the game has to offer, but like the cute little seasonal events, the rewards, the storytelling. Final Fantasy XIV is a very story-heavy game. It's basically there's a lot of love and world building put into it. And if you're just gonna be that kind of person that like skips through all the cutscenes and doesn't care about the story, then maybe play another game, I guess, because it's kind of doing the game a massive disservice to just kind of like discard the story and just want the gameplay only. It's got a lot of nice attributes to it that you can appreciate beyond just the gameplay itself. And even then, like the gameplay, like I've said this before, people say, oh, all the boss fights are the same, and my logic is like, yeah, well, so is Touhou, but everyone likes Touhou. You just fly through a stage, and then a boss shows up and fills the entire screen with bullets, and you have to like make micro adjustments and just know how to dance through the patterns. Same with Final Fantasy XIV. It's just the same thing as Touhou, essentially. Boss fights are all like, they're similar enough, but they're all functionally different. You do have to learn the dance. You do gotta learn how to weave through everything and just skirt past those bullets and all that, you know? MMOs don't have story. Well, Final Fantasy XIV proves that wrong. Final Fantasy XIV has always been about the story. World of Warcraft for the longest time didn't really have a story or anything, like, unless you played Warcraft 3 and then the games prior to that and consumed the side content and books. Story has been very absent in World of Warcraft. It's only in recent years that they started caring about the in-game story, but even then it's always been fucking bare bones. They just use that like romance writer or something that like writes all those like romance books to just shit out some new lore for characters, and like her writing is just like kind of like at the time I was still playing WoW. Instead of putting an art book in the collector's edition for Battle for Azeroth, they just put one of her fucking novels and was like, yeah, you guys wanted like concept art, nice quality paper, and like really cool stuff and behind the scenes looks at like their creative process for this expansion. Fuck no, you're just getting a shitty novel that fills you in on the story that we're too lazy to tell within our game. At least in Final Fantasy XIV, they tell you the story in the fucking game. And Square Enix, you know, they didn't pull a ball in Wonderworld here, where they just like fucking, they ripped the story out of the game and sold it to you for like $10 on the side and like expect you to just play a game without the story. Final Fantasy XIV is very different in that regard. It's a game you play because you both like the story and the gameplay, and you know. So yeah, if you're looking for something with a story and characters you could probably get attached to and like, you know, always have something new to look forward to, Final Fantasy XIV is nice. And there's so much side quests, so much flavor text, so much all kinds of shit, just, you know, gives you something to do. Pretty soon it'll be free up to Stormblood, so like A Realm Reborn and the first two major expansions will all be free to play and experience the story. So if you're just getting into it, you know, it's gonna be a good time to get into it. Anyways, I'm gonna throw you guys into a little bit of a BRB screen. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick and stretch my legs, and I'll take a break. I need to rest my voice for just a second. What a newbie streamer needs to take a break and rest his voice. What the fuck? Anyways, be right back.
日本交通公社のスーパーサマーフェスタ。今夏の旅行を申し込んでスーパーマリオグッズもらっちゃおう。交通公社のお店へ来てね。
Love Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog 12月15日 on sale.
Es el Abre y Gana de Super Mario y Curso Prole. Estos son los miles de ganadores del Abre y Gana con Super Mario y Curso Prole. Una promoción que sigue con más fuerza y con más premios. Porque ahora hay 2 fabulosos superautos Mazda 121 y otros 100 Super Nintendo más. Todos pueden ganar. Aún quedan muchos televisores, juegos de Nintendo, poleras y gorros al instante y nuevos pins de Super Mario. ¡Apúrate! Busca bajo las tapas de Curso Prole tu Super Mazda 121 y tu Super Nintendo. En esta promoción, el que lo corre, vuela.
ついに登場ファミコンチョコスーパーマリオブラザーズほか光るファミコンモデルおまけ楽しいチョコボール待ってましたロッテファミコンチョコ
めっちゃめちゃにして
めちゃめちゃに壊す正義のために壊す8つのマシンを乗りこなせ爽快痛快メカアクション任天堂64ソフトブラストドーザー6800円
決め手は高度なテクニック
任天堂64が3月14日から16,800円になります
ドンキーコングが生まれてから14年スーパーファミコンのゲームソフトに大革命が起こりました。今までのテレビゲームでは表現できなかったコンピューターグラフィックスの迫力ある映像。スーパーファミコンが新しいテレビゲームソフトの時代を切り開こうとしています。スーパードンキーコング。このゲームの最大の特徴は立体的で滑らかに動くドンキーコングのアニメーション。最新のコンピューターグラフィックスをスーパーファミコンで楽しめるようになった世界で初めてのソフトです。このアニメーション作りは動物園で実際のゴリラの動きを研究することから始まりました。そして最新のコンピューターグラフィックス技術を使った 3D モデリング、 3D レンダリングおよび 3D アニメーションの3つの技術によってドンキーコングの動きが作られました。これをスーパーファミコン画面に置き換えて作られたゲーム画面はとても美しく動きも滑らか。このドンキーコングを動かす気持ちよさ、実際にゲームをプレイしてみれば必ず実感できることでしょう。そしてドンキーコングの相棒として登場するのがこのディディコング。ジャンプが得意で身軽なこのディディコングとジャンプ力は劣るが破壊力のあるパワフルなドンキーコング、この2匹を交代に操作しながらゲームを進めます。ゲーム内容は小さな子供から大人まで遊べるマリオタイプのアクションゲーム。トカゲのモンスタークレムリンたちに奪われたバナナを取り戻すために6つのエリア40ステージを進みます。ドンキーとディディの2匹がうまく力を合わせると隠されたさまざまなボーナスステージが見つかります。ただし隠しステージを全部発見するのは至難の業。たとえゲームを最後までクリアできてもここが 100% にならない限りまだまだ隠しステージが残っています。2匹の仕草は本物そっくり。地面からアイテムを叩き出したりローリングアタック、ダッシュ、ジャンプ、もちろんおなじみの樽もいろいろ登場します。投げて敵を倒したり上に乗って転がったり爆発させて隠しステージを発見。大砲のように飛び出せる樽を使えばこんなに進むことも。隠し通路を発見してくれるサイの乱尾、ちょっと空も飛べるガチョウのエクスプレッソなどドンキーたちが上に乗れる特別な動物も4種類。 ドンキーたちの手助けをしてくれるユニークでクールなキャラクターも登場。ヒントを教えてくれるクランキーコング、投げキッスで元気づけてくれるキャンディーコング、サーファーゴリラファンキーコングはなんとファンキーバレルという飛行機に乗せてくれます。ドンキーコングと同じコンピューターグラフィックス機能で作られた背景やサウンドも素晴らしいスーパークオリティ。雪山ステージもあります。洞窟ステージのライトの美しさは見事。工場ステージは隠しステージにつながる仕掛けがあちこちに登場。有毒ガスも CG で描かれています。遺跡ステージや森のステージ、それぞれの最後に現れるボスを倒せばこんな愉快なダンスが楽しめます。コンピューターグラフィックスとスーパーファミコンが生み出した世界で初めての迫力ある映像。クールでかっこいいキャラクターたち。スーパーファミコンの歴史を塗り替えるゲームソフトのニューウェーブ、スーパードンキーコング。この秋全世界でいよいよ発売です。スーパーファミコンのゲームソフトに大革命が起こった。今までのテレビゲームでは表現できなかったコンピューターグラフィックスの迫力ある映像。すっごーい。スーパーファミコンの歴史を塗り替えるゲームソフトのニューウェーブ、スーパードンキーコング新発売。
ゲームキューブ。
こんな子が女優を目指しちゃってるわけ？うるさいわね、このファンキージジイ。変な言葉だわ。恋するバーのママでございます。この子が大人になり損ねちゃった子ね。へんてこな島でへんてこなやつらのしょうもない願いを叶えて大人になっていくのね。
任天堂ゲームキューブギフトピア。
誰か引っかからないかしら。
I am back. I am back. I am back. I am back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. You guys got the little Donkey Kong demo tape that they would play in like Japanese stores for promotions and all that to kind of like tell people about I like videos like that. It's a little bit long though, so I'm sorry for that. Whoops, that wasn't the right one. Okay. Okay, I went to instinctively go grab my controller, and I'm like, wait a second. I don't play with a controller, even though like I see my model holding my controller. I think it's just like instinct.
There's another one. I'm not special.
Just this guy right here. He's like, what the hell's going on? No, he's got his chocobo. He probably knows what the hell's going on. Anyways, let's head back inside the city, and I'll showcase some of the other stuff that we could do for this event here. Little promotional tapes that were meant for like store displays and stuff are endearing, and then they play their little TV commercial at the very end of it. Whenever I can find those online, those are like a rare treat. Greetings, adventurer. Are you here to test your skills in the excitement of Kupo Adventure?
You bet I am, Kupo.
Excellent. Let's get you started at once. Please enjoy yourself.
A game? Within a game? What the heck?
This is just like a little optional thing. It doesn't have any reward. It's like a Bubble Bobble and Breakout in a way. Think Breakout? A little bit of a puzzly mixture. You're just like angling things just right. Can I get it so that it... Ah, that was kind of a waste. Let's see. You sense a powerful presence. We still have the, like, fireworks going on in the background, unfortunately. We got Ultros and Typhoon. So, as some are advancing, they actually are doing a little bit of damage to us. We could actually realign our position to change our shots. Stage 1 cleared. This will be a very easily missable thing, because I don't think they really advertise it too much. So now we have an enemy that's moving around, the little cactar. And like he'll shoot stuff at us, so we kinda like gotta avoid him. And like also time things now. I don't think those are like enemies that we've seen in the game yet. Or actually, maybe they are. Could be a preview of something to come, though. It looks familiar, but like not familiar enough that I remember ever seeing it in this game. So a lot of the other stuff is like mobs that we have seen. We have some other things that we can also use, like heal ourselves or like do some damage to the board. I don't need to use it just yet. Here comes the boss. Yeah, so, you know, like, those little things are like this thing, but no, this thing's like a fully grown up thing. I don't think we've ever seen a baby form of those monsters. Can't remember, like, what their name is. They're like the giant weird plant catfish. So, like, maybe that's gonna be a new enemy type in the new expansion coming out that we just have yet to see, and, like, this is a little sneak preview of it. I'm gonna heal myself. I'll go ahead and grab that if I can. Ah, nah. Lamia. Oh. Monster girl sighted. Love me some monster girls. Damn it, that was a waste of a turn. Just do as much damage to the board as possible and wipe out a whole shit ton. That probably like hurts your score, but it's just like a little emergency thing that you can do. I want that Tomberry getting too close. Okay, angle it so that... No golems. None of the little cat-headed golems that this game is known for. A lot of people don't notice that the golems have little cat heads on them either. Because I think like the wizard that made it like had an affinity for cats and whatever, so that's like their lore of like why they have little kitten heads. Okay. The Tonberry is free. He's gonna advance 2 spaces now that he's not blocked by the Mandragora. I like how like all the enemies have a lead-in where other enemies could block them from doing their things, but like the moment you destroy an enemy around them, they could actually like do their thing. So like it's more strategic to like say let something block in the Cactuar so it can't keep moving across the board, and like it limits where it could go, or like an enemy in front of a Tonberry slows down another Tonberry. New record. Yeah, there's a cute little mini game, and we could just play it anytime we want. If you go to an end room, there's a toy box, and that's basically stored in the toy box now for me to play. There's also another thing with this event. Let's go check it out real quick, because there is all the little letters that we could kind of read. Letter Forest Tender. Greetings and welcome to the Letter Forest. Displayed here are messages of gratitude and encouragement, which folk of the realm over have anonymously written. It comes as no surprise, but few messages are addressed to adventurers. If you wish to pursue some letters, I should be pleased to guide you. Board keeper, choreographist, an etiquette manual writer, a theater set designer, a festival committee member, an architect, an artisan, a linguist, a citizen, theater director, advertising scribe, a guide, a gatekeeper, a playwright, a theater composer, a theater sound designer, and a letter from an adventurer. Like, I'm pretty sure like all people that are like working on the game and all that, the developers are basically like gonna be talking about the game. But I don't think I could go through all of these. It depends on like how fast this is gonna be. Many years have passed since we installed a message board on an unassuming street corner. To see it would continue to be utilized by adventurers fills me and my fellow keepers with pride. Like a lodestone, the message board draws people together, and it is our hope that it keeps serving you well, as it means to share information. From our humble part, we shall endeavor to maintain the board in good repair while bringing you news that may be of interest. With best wishes, a message board keeper. Okay, that was fast enough. Maybe we will do all of these. A letter from a choreographist. As a choreographist, my job is to create the movements that convey a specific emotion, such as a dancer's performance or a mammoth's adorable gesture. And though I have the honor of contributing my expertise to etiquette manuals, movement cannot be tangibly preserved in the manner that artwork such as paintings can. From the mesmerizing flutter of fabric to the inviting springness of booze, it's all passes by in an instant. In light of this, if but one of my steps or flourishes occupy a place in your memory, then nothing would make me happier. Movingly yours, a humble choreographist. Etiquette manual writer. One lazy afternoon, as I stood by the Aetherite Plaza, I found myself absorbed by the sight of adventurers whiling away their time, greeting friends whom were passing by, practicing a newly learned dance, sitting on a bench and chatting, opening umbrellas when it began to rain, tucking in a loaf of bread when peckish. To the untrained eye, they were doing naught out of the ordinary. I, however, saw the fruits of my life's work. It warmed my heart. Dreaming of a day when proper social etiquette is practiced by all, be it in a ballroom or otherwise, I shall continue my quest to edify. Courteously yours, an etiquette manual writer, aka someone who makes like the emotes of the game. A theater set designer. Dear Adventurer, I am a theater set designer and one who is said to have a penchant for designing unusual props for the stage. Some of my labors of love, it thrilled me to discover, have caught your eye to become little companions that follow you around, or even modes of transportation. To see my creations for the stage delight you off it, even the oddest ones, delights me in turn and furthers my motivation and further motivates me in my crafts. In hopes that I can continue to delight you all, I will endeavor to create ever more interesting props. Yours in whimsy, a theater set designer. So someone who works on minions and mounts for the game. Festival committee member. Dear Adventurer, I am a festival committee member in charge of decorating the cities during celebrations. While decorations are oft unremarked part of events, some of you have noticed the little touches we apply, such as stray bombs and romantic snowman, and it makes our efforts all the more worthwhile. Yeah, cute little details that they do, like where they tell like little stories with the seasonal props that most people are just gonna like run by and not think of, but like I always like to kind of look at these little details and notice like, oh yeah, those snowmen are doing something, or like, oh, there's little birds at this table like having a little snack. Little things like that during the holiday events. As you continue your adventures, it is hopes that the festive ambience we create throughout the year will provide you with joy and respite both. Mirthfully yours, a festival committee member. And yeah, you know me, I'm a sucker for holidays, I'm a sucker for decorations. A letter from an architect. Not that kind of architect. You know the one. $18 fat Ray Dojin. Recently, my fellows and I have been taking ourselves around the realm, repairing buildings and roads, as well as restoring natural landscapes. This we do as a part of an initiative to improve quality of life for adventurers. Yours is a long journey. What little can we do to ease your way? We gladly do. Constructively yours, a humble architect. You who are reading this letter, I bid you imagine the countless adventurers who call this world home. I dare say it isn't difficult to do so, for this is reality as it stands. Yet we mustn't take it for granted, for what we have now is the culmination of much hard work by full many souls. Souls including your good self. An adventurer breathes life into this world, each one of you giving rise to a grand tale, and I hope you never forget this. Thank you for taking the time to cast your eyes over these words. Wherever your adventures may lead, may you find happiness. With utmost respect, a nameless artisan. I first set foot in this land 10 years ago. Since then, I have had an occasion to meet numerous fine adventurers like yourself. Many languages exist, and they sometimes act as a wall that divides us. This world, however, is a place where we might transcend that wall and come together in unity. Each and every day, you and yours find various ways to forge bonds. In some doing, you gain access to a new world as seen through different eyes. And doing that is what makes life endlessly fascinating as you carry on adventuring. I pray that you will be blessed with many such enriching encounters. Here's an understanding in unity, a humble linguist. The life of a translator. Hopefully a good translator. Dear adventurer, during the calamity, and for a long time afterwards, there was nary a smile to be seen upon faces. Now, however, I often see you and yours walking happily through the city, and it never fails to warm the heart. In my mind, you are the symbols of a new era. No one can say what the future holds, but when I see your smiles, I am reassured that somehow all will be well. Sincerely yours, a humble citizen. Theater director. I used to be an adventurer, but in the course of my travels, I developed the urge to recreate for others the sense of marvel that I was experiencing. One thing led to another, and I eventually became a theater director. My role is to produce spectacular theater, and nothing is more gratifying than to receive praise from the audience. For a long time to come, I hope to continue creating memorable adventures to share with everyone. Your imagination and wonderment. A humble theater director. As an advertising scribe, I create notice for events and products that you see posted to message boards. Such information isn't exactly essential for adventuring, but I consider it a job well done if people are aware of their options. I'll keep striving to deliver information that may be of interest to adventurers. Thank you always for your kindness and compassion. Communicatively yours, a humble advertising scribe. A letter from a guide. In all things, it's nice to be able to make changes to better suit your tastes, but by the same token, the more choices one has, the more difficult it is to decide what to do. We began posting guides on the message boards as a way to answer questions from adventurers. Before we knew it, we had surpassed 200 items. We couldn't have kept at it for so long without your invaluable feedback. It makes us truly happy when we hear that we could help to solve your problems, even in some small way. Encouraged by your praise and driven by your requests, we'll keep working hard to serve you. Should you have any comments or suggestions, please do not hesitate to reach out. We always appreciate hearing from you. Informatively yours, a humble guide. A letter from a gatekeeper. Based, keep them out. Keep them out. They're gonna ruin our hobby. Keep them out. Keep all those stupid Zoomers out of here. Yeah, based. All whom set forth must invariably pass through the entrance. And while most will not spare the place a second thought, we gatekeepers think of naught else day in and day out. Our solemn duty is to ensure that all adventurers can enter unhindered, and this entails keeping signs in good repair and pesky fiends at bay. We're especially attentive when we throw open all entrances at once following large-scale maintenance works. Inspired by the eager expressions you wear as you set forth anew, we will continue performing our tasks to the best of our ability. Vigilantly yours, a humble gatekeeper, aka I'm a GM, I'm pretty sure. 4 more to go. Playwright next. A stirring story needs a formidable antagonist, one who stands in the protagonist's way and causes them sadness and suffering. When the heroes finally overcome that foe, they will know joy that is as sweet as their struggles were bitter. Those who shared in that joy will go on to become friends true, their bond transcending age, stations, and nations. In order to create such depressing lows and soaring highs, I will strive to conceive of more compelling antagonists. Dramatically yours, a humble playwright.
Bring back Xenos.
As someone who composes music for the stage, nothing pleases me more than to hear that you are moved by my work. I am also humbled to receive your words of appreciation for concerts we hold and the orchestrion roles we release. You are my motivation, spurring me to continue composing music that brings the story to life, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yours in the melody, a humble theater composer. From sword slashing to armor clinking, from water running to leaves rustling, I have the pleasure of recreating for the stage the various sounds that can be heard out in the world. It is a challenge and a thrill to produce these sounds, and we draw inspiration from the knowledge that they are heard and appreciated by many. However, the sound of a play isn't limited to that which we ourselves create. No, they encompass those who made by an audience and the players. It is collaborative. It is a collaboration between us, a joint performance, and it is my hope that we can continue filling the world with sound together. Acoustically yours, a humble theater sound designer. I am but a faceless adventurer, one of those who have been in the business for a while without standing out. Recently, menacing towers appearing across the land, in the wake of which frightened phenomenon broke out, the final days or some such. I don't know how you fared during that time, but if truth be told, it was a little overwhelming for me. God knows I struggle to get by even without apocalyptic threats to worry about. So many things don't go the way I hope, and I often find myself frustrated and discouraged. Full many times I've wanted to give up, to turn away from everything and everyone. But every time there has been something that has saved me, be it an awe-inspiring view or a kindly stranger, something has given me the strength to take another step. So come what may, I intend to carry on as much as my path leads. I won't surrender, and I pray that neither will you. Yours in perseverance, a faceless adventurer. And those are all the letters from the developers. A little detail you could basically miss if you're just in it for the rewards. Which, to have each of the, major developers and all that, just write a little thing like that for the players, does show that they care a lot about what they do. Versus, you go over to your good old pals, Blizzard, they'll have record-breaking sales, and then oh yeah, we're gonna lay off 800 people, hire more new blood to make a bunch of shit, and then fire them once they get that shit done. Quality over quantity over at the Final Fantasy XIV dev team. They do good work. Then this little NPC over here is the second part of the event. There's not one but two, and this one is lesser advertised, it seems. But we get a little thing for our profile if we do this quest. The determined set of your jaw, the dynamic presence, as if you're ever ready to leap into action. There's no mistake. You're an adventurer, and a dependable one at that. Tell me, are you familiar with the name Louisoix Lavelier? Of course I am. Of course you are, of course you are. Forgive me my suddenness. I am Nanaji Nonoji, a budding writer, and I seek to pen a biography of the great man. In particular, I wish to cover his moments leading up to the calamity, and to that end I've requested an interview with the Immortal Flames. He served the Eorzean Alliance as a tactician, you see, so there ought be someone in the Order who had dealings with him. And while my request has thankfully been accepted, there's just one problem. I don't have much experience conducting interviews, and I'm worried whether I'll be able to do a proper job. As an adventurer, you're doubtless used to dealing with people. Thus, I would like to ask you to accompany me in the capacity of an assistant. It would be tremendously reassuring to simply have you watching on. And if you're amenable, afterwards, I'd like to interview you as well for your own impressions. For your troubles, I'll be certain to credit you as a collaborator, so please won't you help me with my biography, that the memories of the calamity might be preserved for future generations? I'm in your debt. To begin with, please come with me to Camp Drybone in Easter Thonalon. There's a place I'd like to visit ahead of the interview. Yeah, definitely don't miss this one. This is a second major reward, so, for the seasonal event. Unlike other Rising events, though, this one doesn't have like a date that it's gonna end yet. We just know like once patch 6.5 comes out, that's when the Rising ends this year. So they're giving people like plenty of time so that they don't miss this stuff. Ah. I can feel my throat getting a little bit scratchy because I'm generally not used to reading so much. There you are, to explain why we're here. Oh, but I haven't even asked your name. How am I supposed to credit you if I don't even know that much? Rickubus Incubus? The Rickubus Incubus? Champion of Eorzea? Small wonder I felt you were dependable. With one such as you helping me, everything will surely go well. But getting back to business, the interview I've arranged is with an officer of the Immortal Flames. As there's still time, however, I thought we'd pay a visit to the nearby graveyard first, so I can explain my motivation for the biography. I came from a small village near the Cartnia Flats. It was burned down in the calamity, and those who died were laid to rest here. My parents among them. It's hardly an uncommon tale. After the dread primal emerged from Dalamud, he unleashed fiery devastation across the length and breadth of Eorzea. But as much as the calamity has scarred the realm, it is quickly becoming just another event in the history books. Beyond occasionally giving thanks to the Archons that Eorzea excuse me. Beyond occasionally giving thanks to the Archons that Eorzea was saved, people spare it little thought. But when you've lost so many loved ones, it's hard to feel that anything was saved. That's why I wish to know more about Louisoix by learning about his part in Eorzea's salvation. Hope that I will attain closure. That's my motivation for writing the biography. Now then, in preparation for the interview, let's review what is known about our subject. It is difficult to define exactly when the 7th Umbral Calamity was set in motion. Many historians, however, point to the Empire's Meteor Project, which sought to bring Dalamud down upon Eorzea. It was the year 1562 of the 6th Astral Era. Seeking to combat the Imperial threat, Louisoix founded the Circle of Knowing, an order whose objective was the preservation of Eorzea. Though its members, the Archons of Sharlayan, the Circle worked to unite the nations of Eorzea in common cause. The result was the formation of the Grand Companies in the 3 city-states, the Immortal Flames, the Order of the Twin Adder, and the Maelstrom. None of those would exist now were it not for their efforts. And then in the year 1572, when the situation was coming to a head, Louisoix himself made the journey to Eorzea in secret and engaged with each of the nations. What took place during that time is what I seek to learn in the interview. The man we're due to meet in the contact for the Free Brigade. The man we're due to meet is the contact for the Free Brigade, a unit formed of adventurers, and he apparently had Louisoix's assistance for a mission. The meeting in place is Highbridge, to the northeast. It's more or less time now, so let's make our way there. I don't know how I did that like patch 6.2 stream where I just read everything. I think I remember feeling like shit by the end of that stream and being like, yeah, I don't really want to do the next patch. I think I still did the next patch, but like I didn't even bother reading stuff. I was just kind of like going through it, but like most people didn't like really watch anyway, so I'm like, it's probably not really even worth just streaming the stuff personally. Just the seasonal events are like worth doing because they go away. It's nice to have them preserved in some way. Gotta read the entire MSQ from start to finish. No. I refuse. I will never. I hate reading. Here's a stream where I'm just reading nothing constantly. You're the ones who seek an interview? I must say, I wasn't expecting to see the champion of Eorzea. I'm Nanaji, the writer who made the request, and Rickubus is kindly accompanying me for the interview. Sorry, burping. Not belching into the microphone because I'm a coward. Okay, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to humor me. Come now, no need for the thanks. Like everyone, I hold Louisoix in the highest esteem. If you wish to know about him, Holland Aubrey is always glad to oblige. Louisoix is like one of the most important characters of the game. This is why this is a very special quest line. If you don't know already. Without further ado, then let us begin. My understanding is that you had dealings with Louisoix. Could you please tell me the details? As you know, our grand companies were formed thanks to the Circle of Knowing, but it wasn't until Dalamud began turning red that Louisoix first appeared. Louis X Louisoix fusion win. No. It began with the word that an elderly Elysian man had come to Gridania who held the keys to vanquishing primals. Upon learning of this, I sent an adventurer of the Free Brigade to make contact with him. I later learned that the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder had done the very same. At that time, our companies weren't yet collaborating. Each one only thought to stay ahead of the others. If truth be told, at first we didn't think much of Louisoix, only that he was the leader of the scholars, who studied peculiar prophecies. But when the adventurer reported back, our opinion of the man completely changed. With his spellcraft, Louisoix had opened the way into Ifrit's domain, and by the hand of dauntless adventurers, the Lord of Inferno was brought low. Alas, many defeats preceded that victory. It was reported that countless charred corpses laid strewn in the bowl of embers. Now, the mission also yielded a shocking revelation. Following the battle, Legata Snail Vandarnus of the 7th Imperial Legion appeared and told the adventurer that the hour of reckoning was at hand, that Dalamud would soon fall and cleanse the land. That was when we realized that the Empire was behind the Red Moon's anomaly. Yeah, V is 5 and then it's two eyes, so that's like, yeah, that's 7, the 7th Legion. So thanks to Louisoix, you came to be aware of the Meteor Project. Still, it doesn't seem like you had much to act upon. As you say, afterwards, we scrambled to learn all we could about the project. For a blessing, we had the cooperation of the Garlean defector, Sid Garland, whom you know well. He revealed the detail of the project, that it utilized a transmission tower to pluck Dalamud from the heavens, all for the purposes of purging us savages from the realm. I could continue telling you what I know, but from this point on, there is someone better suited than I am. If you are interested, I would be glad to introduce you to this individual. What say you? Well now, we've been keen to speak with this person indeed. Very well, I will send word to the Adder's Nest. If you could take yourselves to Apkalu Falls, I will arrange for a meeting there. To go to such lengths to help us, I can't say how grateful I am. Do not mention it. As I said, I hold Louisoix in the highest esteem. He was the one who brought our three nations together, and nothing would please me more than for him to be remembered. Well, it's past time I return to Ul'dah. I pray that the coming interviews bear you fruit. The lieutenant certainly has great respect for Louisoix. Thank you, Mechanic Cat. And thanks to him, we have another promising interview. Come, let's head to Gridania, where the Archon had sojourned. Louis. Olimar. Yokai jump scare. Rain, it's my favorite. I love rain. I love getting wet. See the little decorations at their little festival plaza here, but because the quests don't happen here in Gridania, no one's here. Which is sad, but they still put in the effort to give this place its own little decorations. And like, each of the cities still like celebrate all these events, even though like the quest typically like Halloween always takes place here, Christmas always takes place here, Easter always takes place here, New Year's always takes place at Limosa. Summer always takes place at Limosa. Rising always takes place in Ul'dah. Little Ladies' Day always takes place in Ul'dah. Am I forgetting any other events? Valentine's always takes place at Gridania too. A lot of the more traditional holidays take place here in Gridania. A lot of the more like specific seasonal like summer stuff and New Year's happens elsewhere. So this is Apkalu Falls. The conspicuous lack of creatures aside, it's quite a beautiful place. Now then, the person we're here to meet should be along shortly. You're gonna write a paper in the rain? I was told there were those who wished to learn about Louisoix, and who should one of them be but Captain Incubus. Well met. I am Lieutenant Cyro Fulk of the Order of the Twin Adder. Nanaji, at your service. Thank you for sparing the time to speak with us. think nothing of it. I must say, though, the Lieutenant Aubrey chose the perfect spot for the subject matter. Louisoix spent much time in rumination here in the days before the calamity. We Gridanias began being somewhat reserved by nature. At first, the citizens kept their distance. Like, if I lived in any of the city-states, it would be Gridania, probably. Like, this is... I did begin in Gridania when I first started, because, like, when you're first starting, you could choose, like, the 3 states, and this is the one I chose, but idealistically, like, yeah, Gridania is, like, more aligned with me as a person. Okay. But in time, people warmed to him. He patiently lent an ear to their troubles, healing hurts and offering counsel, and gradually earned their trust. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. Louisoix spoke those words and lived up to them. He was the epitome of a Charlian sage, and I recall myself being moved. Now, shortly after he had become aware of the Meteor Project, the hamlet of Quarrymill was attacked by the Primal Garuda. Both soldiers and civilians were among the casualties. The Order of the Twin Adders moved to vanquish the Primal, but we were not alone. The Louisoix's mediation, we have the support of not only our sister grand companies, but capable adventurers the realm over besides. Using an artifact known as the Vortex Feather, the Archon opened the way for a band of adventurers to sally forth into Garuda's turbulent domain, where they felled the fearsome being. On her defeat, however, the Primal's dispersed aether did not return to the land. Instead, it was absorbed into the Red Moon Dalamud. And when the Empire constructed a new base in Mordona, the Elder Seed Seer saw the need for decisive action to put forth a proposal, the formal reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, which had for so long laid dormant. The initial response from the other nations was lukewarm at best. They felt that the burdens to be borne by each party was excessive, and they were loath to do naught that would place them at a disadvantage against their rivals. But the revelation that a lunar transmitter had been erected in the Imperial base prompted a change of heart. The tower controlled Dalamud's descent. If it could be destroyed, then the Meteor Project would be forestalled. After having constantly been on the back foot, our nations were motivated to join hands, that we might strike a decisive blow against the enemy. Thus was the Eorzean Alliance reformed, as the Circle of Knowing had hoped. At the same juncture, Louisoix was asked to join the Alliance as a tactician, and in that capacity he provided a sage counsel to our heads of state. So, although he was at first treated with wariness, Louisoix earned our trust through his actions and paved the way to enduring cooperation between our nations. Indeed, were it not for him, we would all have perished divided. We owe Louisoix a great debt. Now then, I expect you might be interested in hearing about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. But for that tale, I would recommend you seek out another, a decorated soldier who actually took part in the operation. Although a hardened warrior, she is quite friendly and should be glad to regale you with her experiences, so I send her word on your behalf. We'd be duly grateful. Very well. You could take yourselves to the Maelstrom Command in Limsa Lominsa. I shall see to it that she knows to expect you. With that, I shall take my leave. I pray for the biography is a success. Everyone has been more helpful than I had dared to hope. It seems Louisoix had quite an influence on others. That interview gave us some valuable insight into his character, and I'm eager to see what we learn in the next. Come, let's head to Limsa Limosa. Limonsa, Limonsa, Limsa Limonsa. Hopefully you guys are holding up if you're still watching. Probably bored out of your minds, but like I always warn you guys, it's a fucking Final Fantasy XIV stream, so don't expect much action. This is the like usual area that everyone in the game, like on different servers, everyone hangs out here because you have the Aetheryte right here. Yeah, you have the summoning bell and the auction board right here. It's the most convenient of all the city-states to just like immediately teleport to if you want to check a market board. Compared to Ul'dah and compared to Gridania, which have very different layouts and are a lot more inconvenient. So this is basically like the true hub that everyone uses for the game. I'm listening on a drive-thru on my way home. Oh, what are you getting? What are you getting? And there it is, Maelstrom Command, shall we then? Rickubus, ever a sight for sore eyes, and you must be an energy. Rashat Shuriki at your service. I understand you wish to hear about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. DQ, pumpkin pie blizzard, and some pizza dogs. Pizza dogs. That sounds good. I'm hungry. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't be hungry. I had a sandwich today. Indeed, I'm penning a biography for the Archon Louisoix, and you see, for which I'm interviewing people who had dealings with him. I truly appreciate your time. You're very welcome. I would be glad to assist even if it wasn't a request from Lieutenant Folk. Now then, to continue where he left off. But shortly after the Eorzean alliance was formed, our scouts returned with word that the 7th Legion had activated the lunar transmitter in their fortress in Mordana. Now known as Castrum Sentry, the fortress was originally called Castrum Novum before the 14th restored and renamed it. It was in order to break through its defenses and destroy the transmitter that our three nations joined hands, and we were determined to succeed. The strategy that Louisoix proposed was elegant in its simplicity. While our main force drew the Garlean's attention with an all-out siege, an elite band of adventurers would infiltrate the castrum and make for our objective. We had entrusted adventurers with ridding us of the primals. Now we entrusted them with the very fate of Eorzea. I still remember the operations as if it were yesterday. Though we met with a fierce resistance, we fought more fiercely still. No matter the cost, we had to ensure that the adventurers had a chance to strike at the transmitter. And when the messenger arrived bearing word that they had succeeded, it still makes my heart sore to recall that moment of triumph. That day, we learned that, by standing together, the people of Eorzea could oppose even the might of the Empire. 'Tis no exaggeration to say that the victory paved the way of Eorzea's future. Without it, there would not have been an Operation Archon. Alas, it wasn't all glad tidings, for though we destroyed the transmitter, Nail Vandarnus appeared and claimed that he no longer needed the device to bring down Dalamud, that he himself had the power to do so. So as long as Vandarnus lived, the threat of destruction remained, and so branding him an enemy to all life in Eorzea, the nations of the Alliance undertook a desperate manhunt. At length they located him in Korthus and sent their greatest warriors to hunt him down, leading that formidable band, that the adventurer whom they called the Warrior of Light. And though no records remain of the fierce encounter, one thing is certain: at battle's conclusion, Nail Vandarnus was brought low. As you know, however, our woes did not end with the White Raven, for Louisoix and his disciples determined that Dalamud would continue to fall. In a last-ditch bid to prevent the realm's annihilation, the Circle of Knowing issued a request to the Eorzean Alliance to secure the Cartneo Flats, where the Red Moon was expected to crash. It was no simple task, for the entirety of the 7th Legion had amassed in Cartneo, but it was necessary in order to perform a ritual to stop Dalamud, a ritual that invoked the power of the 12. So it was the Battle of the Cartneo that the Battle of Cartneo was joined, and I dare say you know how the tale continues. To everyone's shock, the Elder Primal Bahamut emerged from Dalamud and proceeded to unleash his fury upon the realm. And though all bore witness as Louisoix initiated the ritual, none remembered what came past afterwards, neither what happened to Bahamut nor why the realm was reborn. Bahamut. The haze that afflicted memories of the calamity, but people remembered events prior to that moment, yes? If so, do you know if anyone was near Louisoix during the battle? Someone who may have spoken with him. If someone was near him, I'm afraid I do not know. He was atop a rise for the ritual while I was good distance away from the front lines. My apologies. No, please don't apologize. You've shared a wealth of information and I couldn't ask for more. Well, if you're satisfied, then so am I. With that, I shall return to my duties. I look forward to reading the biography when it's finished. We're at the halfway point now. Now that I have a grasp of events leading to the calamity, and yet... Oh, forgive me, I was deep in thought, in no small part due to your help. I've managed to learn a great deal, but there is still more that I wish to know. Might I trouble you to accompany me a little longer if you're willing? Please, let me know. Here we go, the End of an Era Framers Kit. This is like basically the second reward for this event, so definitely do not miss this one. I think you'll have to have completed the entirety of A Realm Reborn to get this quest, though. You'll continue accompanying me, then? Wonderful. Come, let's head to the Drowning Wench to discuss our next move. I should really make myself up a pair of glasses for streams that I know will be reading a lot. Our research proceeds apace so far. We've learned things not even found in literature. But tell me, based on what you've heard from our interviewees, what is your opinion of Louisoix?
He's an exceptional leader. He had a difficult task. Others deserve more credit.
He had a difficult task. Indeed, from an Imperial invasion to rampaging primals to Nail Vandarnus' scheme, he had to contend with the toughest of problems. What struck me was how grateful the interviewees were to Louisoix for bringing their nations together in cooperation. It was nothing short of necessary for our survival. Yet, in knowing this, I can't help but wonder, in his capacity as a tactician, it seems to me that he had done more than enough by devising a plan and facultating its execution. facilitating its execution. He went far beyond that, risking life and limb on the front lines for a land not his own. Perhaps he needed to be there for the ritual. Perhaps he felt a sense of duty. Even so, as noble as it is the desire to help others, what good is it for if you end up sacrificing yourself? What was it that compelled Louisoix to go to Cartneau, and what went through his mind as the battle unfolded? In order to do his biography justice, I feel I need to know these things. If Louisoix had people near him at the time, perhaps he shared words with them in his final moments. Words that could provide some insights. But where to begin searching for such individuals, assuming they exist? Sorry, friends. I couldn't help but hear your conversation. Just so happens I know a bloke as served among Louisoix's guard at Cartneau. Truly? You know someone who was with him? As far as I'm aware, he was keeping in the fact a secret, just for good measures, though. How do you want to speak with him? I can't do a pirate voice. It's rusty. Louisoix's biography, eh? In that case, I reckon the bloke would be willing to cooperate. Gurncum's his name, and he was a lieutenant o' the Maelstrom. After the calamity, he turned to adventuring so as to be greater help to the common folk. A Maelstrom officer turned adventurer. We'd be most keen to speak with him. Where might he be found? When Orn dropped in the other day, he said that he had business at the Morabi dry docks. If you're lucky, might be as he's still there. Understood. We're in your debt. Sorry, I'm botching his lines so much. He's got like a little bit of like a. He's supposed to be talking like a pirate, so of course, you know. This is the city of pirates. We can't let his chance pass us by. We can't let this chance pass us by, Rickubus. Let's take ourselves to the dry docks at once. Teleport there. Oh, there you are. Right. Where could Orn be? In hindsight, we should have asked what he looks like. His name would suggest he's a Midlander, but well, nothing for it but to make inquiries. Let's split up for the task and meet again there. Here. Oh hey, Alpha's here. So Alpha like always hangs out in the world and like he turns around to wave at you and greet you. I give him a little greet. And then Omega is like right here too. They're always together. They're never separated. They're never separated. Once you finish that raid, like Alpha is just like basically out in the open world traveling around. So I highly suggest you do it just so you can see that cute little chocobo. I want to keep him in frame. I'm sorry, but I've only just started helping out here. I'm still learning our customers' names. Couldn't say if the person you're after, but a man did come by earlier who appeared to be an adventurer. He bought a Nimia lily that we're currently trialing. Looking for an Orn Goincum, you say? How do you say that name? Goincum? I don't know anyone by that name, I'm afraid. I did walk by an unfamiliar fellow just now, though. Over by the mark of the spinner, he had a flower in his hand, so he caught my eye. I keep, like, almost doing the wrong mount, because I instinctively go for the one that's, like, on the far right instead of the one that's on the left. Orn, as it happens, I spoke with him just earlier. He said that he wanted to buy flowers, so I directed him to a vendor. Not sure where he is as of now, though. You have an inkling to where Orn might be. Time to rejoin the energy. There you are, Rickubus. Were you able to learn anything? So a man who could be Orn bought a Nimia lily, then went to the mark of the spinner. If we hurry there, we might be able to find him. Let's go. That'll be over here. The mark of the spinner. You can always see like where there's a little crowd of people and whatnot. What's this link, pup? Okay, let's stop destroying the frame rate of the cutscene. I have to limit it so like when I alt-tab it doesn't make my computer melt, just for the fucking health of my video card and all that. Begging your pardon, sir, but are you Lieutenant Orn Goincum? Going? I'm going come. I haven't been a lieutenant for years, but that's me. What can I do for you? Are you gonna come? I realize this is sudden, but... So you're writing Louisoix's biography. You want to hear my account as someone who was near on hand at Cartnia. There must be a reason that you're here too. The Warrior of Light who led us to victory in Operation Archon. Very well, I will tell you my tale. Now then, where to begin? As you know, the battle was fought over the land where Dalamud was expected to fall. In the beginning, neither side was able to gain the upper hand, but when the Imperials deployed their Magitech armor, our ranks were thrown into disarray. Those charged with protecting Louisoix like me could only watch the carnage from afar, and though our forces managed to hold thanks to the adventurer contingent, we sustained grievous casualties. But the real tragedy was what followed. As Dalamud hurled towards us, it began shedding fragments of itself before finally bursting open to unleash the primal Bahamut. As all Bellow looked on in shock, the battle completely forgotten, Bahamut took wings and spewed fire all over the land. Men in Magitech armor alike were set ablaze and sent flying like so many insects. I only realized that I had stopped breathing when a commanding voice broke my trance. You've done enough, Louisoix told us. Now fly and save yourselves. But like my fellow guards, I wanted to remain. I couldn't charge into battle beside my comrades. At the very least, I would do my duty here and protect Louisoix to the last. Upon seeing us standing there, not making to move, Louisoix smiled and spoke thus. If you would give your lives to protect something, then protect my hopes. Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope, bright and brilliant. So live, I bid you, and be amongst those who bear the light for others to follow. Those words awakened us to a greater purpose. If there was hope in my living, then I would live as Louisoix bid. No matter what, I would survive, and so, together with my fellows, I began making my retreat. Alas, we hadn't gotten far when an explosion erupted and sent us sprawling. I struggled to my feet just in time to see the enormous menacing silhouette of Bahamut looming over Louisoix. In the next instant, he was enveloped in light, and that was the last I remember of him. Louisoix's final moment. Amidst that light, he looked to be smiling. What he was thinking in that moment, I couldn't say, but one thing is certain. We all of us are alive thanks to him. Following the calamity, it was reported that Louisoix had defeated Bahamut and set about the land's miraculous regeneration. Do you believe this is the truth? Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope. What we've learned has reaffirmed my belief, Rickubus. The belief that Louisoix was not an all-powerful savior one reads about in tales, but merely an ordinary man. But that man never forsook Eorzea. No, he stood for this realm to the last, he and countless other brave souls, and saved it from becoming a scorched waste. Against unimaginable adversity he fought, and at the cost of his life, paved the way to a brighter future for us all. The least I can do in return is tell his story, spread his message that, where there is life, there is hope. Thanks to your account, I believe I found an angle for the biography. I'm truly grateful. Would you care to offer a prayer as well? The prayer that the light of hope which Louisoix preserved shall ever burn bright. Allow me to thank you again for recounting your experiences to us. Nay, 'tis I who owes you a thanks for giving me the chance to share Louisoix's words. All these years I had avoided speaking of the moment of his passing out of respect, but it would not do to take the tale to my grave. Though the biography, it is my hopes that his spirit will live on in all of us. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I shall resume my pilgrimage to the marks. Wherever your travels take you, I shall be praying for your safety. Nemia lilies, the symbol of safe passage. As Louisoix stood there in Cartneau, I wonder if he likewise prayed for someone's safety. At any rate, these interviews have yielded everything I had hoped for, and more. Let's return to Ul'dah. I'll have your reward for you at Olda, at the Hall of Flames. Now you see the little lily is it's placed right there. Kind of blends in a bit, but like, yeah. I wonder if that's like just there permanently now after the event, as like a little little special symbol or whatever that like, yeah, you did this little quest. Or if it like maybe fades like once the quest is done with. We'll see. We're here at night, and fireworks are still going on. I'm running into a wall. And there you are. I ended up troubling longer than I had intended, but it was truly a fruitful series of interviews. How fortunate that we could hear from those who lived that fateful time. While I still have many questions, the biography is beginning to take shape in my mind. I also feel as though I've attained a measure of closure. Louisoix fought simply as one of us, and he made the ultimate sacrifice that hope might endure. This I've come to realize and appreciate thanks to everyone's heartfelt testimonies. Now then, last but not least, I'd like to ask you for your thoughts on something. According to Orn, Louisoix smiled in his final moment as he was enveloped in light. What do you imagine he held in his mind? It's pointless to speculate on such things, or the image of mankind thriving in the future. I'll go with that one. I see. I appreciate your thoughts. As I pen the biography, I'll be certain to remember your words. Well, sad though it is, it's time for us to part ways. I've set to work on a draft, and I won't rest until the biography goes to print. Thank you for helping. Thank you for all your help, my friend. I couldn't have come this far without you. The end of an era, the Framers Kit. The man, the myth, the legend. Got that achievement. So yeah, two achievements associated with the holiday. Let's see, 10-year anniversary. Where was, what was the other one again? The system is a little confusing on like what it does. It adds to like multiple things. It could be for the profile, the adventure plate. Plate design. 10-year anniversary. You can see my little dumb profile. I just advertised the fact I'm an artist and a VTuber and a bird lover, and then my card. Like I said, no one cares. No one cares. The end of an era. Oh, that's a pretty one right there. It's even it'd be a little spoilery to say anything more. Go ahead and do it. here we go. And then for the portrait, we could also, it just applies a background and effect of Louisoix's final moments from that very famous gif of him looking into the explosion and giving that last smile. You know the one. You've probably seen it around in memes and stuff. I still have the Power Ranger armor from like last event and all that. But yeah, those are the 2 rewards right there. I'm not gonna bother like listening to like the music and showing what those songs are and all that. We got plenty of why did I typed Gmod instead of Gpose. What can I... Oh, the fireworks stopped. Go into sticker mode real quick. Where are the stickers? Okay, there they are. There they are. Let's set up the scene again. I should have saved it, but I was dumb. Increase the size of that just a bit. Then we'll add this. The 10th anniversary. And we will shrink it down just a bit. And then I will go ahead and hide everything but myself. Am I gonna enter the new screenshot contest? Probably not. Like, I won a screenshot contest a long time ago, and I never, like, I've been waiting for them to do more, but like they just haven't done a whole lot. So I don't know what I could do. I basically entered one that was like Chocobo related, and I ended up winning. And so like I got my little bluebird earring in case like anyone ever noticed. I don't know if I could zoom in, but there you go. See, if you could see it, the bluebird earring, it's very small, very unnoticeable, but that thing never leaves my ear. Because I like birds so much, it's like the perfect earring for me. It's the only earring I honestly need. Just that little cute bluebird. And it was appropriate because I won it in the contest that had to do with chocobos, so, you know, bird companions and all that. So yeah. And that's the reason why I have the little bluebird earring and why I wear it, in case anyone ever notices. You notice earrings more in cutscenes. It's like, yeah, that's generally nice to have. Enjoy the music. And there we have it. That's the end of the event. That one, 3 hours. That was a pretty long one. Pretty packed with a lot of reading. Like I said, not really like the most exciting stream. If you're expecting action or fun or anything, it's kind of a really serious event. It's the 10-year anniversary. It's the Rising. This is more of a celebration of the developers, the community, all that kind of stuff. And then 10 years of this game. I'm more over half of those years of playing this game. I want to say like maybe... Let's see. I'm calculating in my mind. I want to say maybe 6 or 7 years now, probably. I wasn't around for 1.0. I had no interest in 1.0, and seeing how things went, like, yeah, there's still people out there that prefer 1.0. I'm just kind of like, whatever. I like the game how it is now. I think the game is good. I'm still playing it. I like to have at least one MMO in my life. And Final Fantasy scratches that itch for me. Take an extra sip. Feels good to not have to read anymore. Yeah, thank you for the redeem, Mechanic Cat, and thank you guys for watching. And thank you for showing up to the Final Fantasy XIV stream. Trying to think, was there anything else I wanted to say? I think I pretty much covered all I wanted to say about Final Fantasy XIV. I guess I could reflect back on like my years of playing the game, you know. A long time ago, someone basically gifted me the game and was like, hey, play this game, I think you'll enjoy it. And I did enjoy it. And then like, that person transferred servers, I fell out of contact with them, and it was just like, oh, well, now I'm alone, I don't have anyone to play with, and I just kind of gave up after a while. It was like right before the patch where Leviathan was released in A Realm Reborn. And then I was like, alright, well, back to World of Warcraft I go. And, you know, I missed out on the later parts of A Realm Reborn, and then the entirety of Heaven's Ward. Which, everyone says, best expansion! And I'm just like, I missed a game at its peak. But then again, people say World of Warcraft Burning Crusade was good. It wasn't. Burning Crusade fucking sucked. So, I don't know. Heaven's Ward is basically Final Fantasy XIV's Burning Crusade, where everyone, like, thinks it's, like, the peak of the game or whatever. Well, actually, maybe Wrath of the Lich King would be the peak of World of Warcraft, and, like, Heaven's Ward would be the peak of Final Fantasy XIV. I'm not saying Heaven's Ward sucked or anything, but I'm just, like, I just wasn't around, so I can't really, like, form a proper opinion, because I kind of, like... It's like missing out on a generation of Pokemon. You kind of don't form those crucial memories that you need to hold it so fondly and dearly over a lot of the other generations and whatnot. But yeah. I got friends to get me to come back. That also played Final Fantasy, like in 2018, because I know they had a Yokai Watch event, and I was a big fan of Yokai Watch at the time, and they're like, yeah, that Yokai event watch is coming back. You could get all the Yokai pets and minions in the mounts, and so that was my motivation to get back into Final Fantasy XIV and have friends to play with again. Didn't last too long. And then, other circumstances led me to playing the game again. A couple months later, and I jumped back into it, transferred servers and all that, was amazed by how alive Balmung was, and like there was actually a community in this game, and like just the sights and craziness of it all was just like, wow. And then, you know, if you have someone to kind of play the game with, to communicate, have friends and all that, you know, I met Pokey KP, I met Push Pup through Final Fantasy XIV, and many other friends, and like they kind of kept me going. And while now a lot of people and friends have moved on from the game, or just don't entirely like play it as much as they used to, because like we all have lives, we all have our different hobbies that we also do and all that, so we're like never really around in game. We got Discord, we don't like need to be in the game to talk to each other and all that. We could still get on occasionally and hang out in Final Fantasy XIV and whatnot. So, you know, without Final Fantasy XIV, I wouldn't have important friends in my life. And so, you know, I'm never gonna quit Final Fantasy XIV as long as like they don't do any dumb shit like Blizzard is doing with World of Warcraft. So, you know, basically like the day Yoshi's like, all right, yeah, Final Fantasy XIV's kind of dead, don't subscribe anymore, then like maybe I'll stop playing. I don't know, but they still have fucking Final Fantasy XI on life support, and they're still putting new content into that game. It's not large content or anything, but it's still alive. It's kind of interesting that the predecessor of Final Fantasy XIV could still be alive after all these years and still be celebrating with new seasonal events and rewards and stuff. It's crazy. They do truly know that the audience behind a game and everything is basically its lifeblood, and not to really disrespect your players and your audience. You need to keep them happy, and they'll keep you happy as a developer. So he started back at the toward end of Heaven's Ward. I see. Yeah. Like I was saying, like, without friends, the game could be a little bit overwhelming. But like with the right people, that's what could kind of make you stick around with the game and learn to appreciate it. And it's also a motivation of like, wow, I want to make my friends proud. I want to do this, I want to accomplish that, and get better at the game, so I can play with my friends who are also good and better at the game. And you know, that kind of motivation helps people to like keep going forward and continue to play the game and whatnot. And my initial goals is I want to collect as many mounts as possible. I want to collect as many minions as possible. I want to be a completionist. I want to get all the orchestrion roles that I can do. I want to do this and that. Don't do that in Final Fantasy XIV. It's very maddening, but especially with mounts, you kind of gotta learn to break that perfectionist mentality. You're not gonna get everything. There are mounts that are actual achievements to earn, so it's not like World of Warcraft where it's very easy to get almost every mount ever. You kind of gotta earn your stuff in Final Fantasy XIV, or at least wait for the Moogle Tombstone events to come along and offer some of the older extreme trial mounts for the currency. Because like with this 10th anniversary one, we're just now finally getting the Guiber mounts, which are these little the dragons from Shadowbringer Extreme Trials, and they're giving us Titania's Guiber this time around. But I actually got it like when it was actually relevant. It was the only Guiber mount I actually managed to get in the game, so like I didn't need to buy it with tomes, but you know, it's no longer as special. But like I'm saying, there's other mounts in the game that are basically massive achievements to earn that require hours and hours and thousands of hours of like doing dungeons and helping new players, or like doing very specific grinds to get. And when you see people on those mounts, you're like, holy shit, that person is insane. It is a status symbol to see certain things in this game. That's how you know like some people are truly dedicated. Would I be up for Unreal Wednesday or Thursday? I don't know what I'll be doing. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow. Maybe I'll be streaming again on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. Just reach out to me on Discord, and if I'm around, I'll give a reply back. But I mean, don't hold up for me. Don't wait for me. I likely don't know how to do the fight on Unreal. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I get nervous about these things, so I'm sorry if I'm not around and I get the message or whatever. But like I'll try and like keep an eye out if I can. I'm always like multitasking and bouncing between things, and like I get pretty distracted. So like I'm not really a hardcore player of this game. I haven't done any ultimates. I don't really desire to do any ultimates. I'm a casual enjoyer. The only reason I want to do Unreal right now is because it locks so many fucking mounts and so many fucking minions, and they're so fucking expensive to buy on the market board, and like I'm fucking too lazy to pick up crafting to like earn as much money to like buy those things, and it's just like I got other things I need to do. I'm a VTuber, I'm an artist, I'm a streamer, I got grinds in the game to do, and like I gotta budget my time a little bit, so I'm no longer, you know, that guy that just plays the game 24/7. Sometimes I wish I could be, but I got better things to do with my life. But I mean, better things to do with my life, like, you know, everyone eventually kind of outgrows something a little bit where they're past that phase where I need to do this every day and I need to be the best at this and that. Like I said, it's nice to have something on the side that you can just kind of return to, a kind of comfort food, a comfort MMO, and that's what Final Fantasy XIV is for me. It's a familiar comfort. World of Warcraft is no longer a part of my life. I got Final Fantasy XIV now. I you know. And this was before the massive resurgence when everyone realized, like, World of Warcraft was, like, total fucking garbage. So I kind of beat the massive influx of players who joined, like, in Shadowbringers, and, like, World of Warcraft went to shit and everyone hated Blizzard. But, yeah, whatever. I was cool before it was cool. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for lurking. And if you're watching the VODs on Twitch or YouTube, thank you very much. Appreciate all the support. Let me... Oh, I just tabbed back in. let me put this on screen. Pup had linked this earlier, but I didn't want to bring it up because, like, it would have, it didn't feel appropriate to joke around, like, when we're doing some serious stuff. So, I have to run OBS in admin mode because I can't drag and drop images, but like Final Fantasy XIV requires like too many resources because it's really badly optimized, and so to keep a stable frame rate I have to do admin mode, which I can't drag and drop photos in, so here we go. This is the tweet right here. Unopened vintage Super Mario Bros. Craft Cheese Whiz 1989 glass jar 7 inches. $250. I mean, well, $183.35 approximately. Who is brave enough to buy and eat the forbidden Mario head cheese is the tweet. Oh my god. Fucking... Oh my god, that has to... That... Opening that thing up would probably unleash a plague upon humanity. Whoever buys it, please do not eat it. Do not create fucking disease that like wipes out the entire earth. The evil must remain sealed within the Mario jar. Actually, that's a really cool fucking jar. I would like the jar, but without the cheese in it. If someone like actually had the foresight to like hold on to the jars and wash them out and stuff. Why don't they make fun character-shaped jars like this anymore? I would turn this into a drink jar. You know, like how fucking people... What are those, the hipsters drink out of it, the mason jars or whatever? I'd have the fucking Mario Cheese Whiz jar to drink my beverages out of. Anyways, that's enough of the Mario head cheese. Anyways, yeah. Let me see who's currently on. I'm a little embarrassed to really raid anyone after playing Final Fantasy XIV. But, Okay. I see who I could send you guys over to. I barely get a chance to raid, but here we go. I could raid Misco, our Mario hating friend who always plays Mario games on Monday. Anyways, okay. I'll catch you guys next time. And as I just said, and I'll say it again, thanks for watching, thank you for lurking, and thank you for watching the VODs on Twitch and YouTube. Appreciate all the support. I'll catch you next time for SpongeBob Super Sponge. That's gonna be a fucking funny game to play. It's been years since I played it, but you'll learn why I played it during that stream. Anyways, take care. Have a good night. See ya, Nanodan. See ya, Colcus. See ya, the Mechanicat. See ya, Pushpup. See ya, PokeKP. And anyone out there who's lurking. Thank you all for showing up to the stream today. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye. Time sure does fly right past your eyes as you play MMOs, so I felt this was a very appropriate song with all the clock ticking and whatnot.